Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the fourth and final tournament hosted by Runeterra Academy. My name is Tajagar, or Taj for short, joined by TDS, or T for short. Here on the desk tonight, we're here to catch the first round of the quarterfinals between the Nameless Predators on the blue side and Omega Titan Esports Hades on the red side.
Yeah, this should be an interesting match, especially with the playing in the new patch. I think this will bring a lot of things that we typically haven't seen. I've seen a lot of Xinjiao popping up. I've seen a lot of Nunu coming in. So I hope to see a spicy picks in the jungle and overall spicy picks in everywhere, just so that we see a little bit of chaos, a little bit of fights. I think both of these teams can bring an interesting game like that and force fights a lot in the map.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of spicy picks, the Malphite will be banned away by the side of Omega Titan Esports Hades. And why? I'm assuming because their top laner is named Malphite Argos Burr.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no surprise really that he's banned away. Seraphine and Varus, the final bans for the side of Omega Titan. Bard, Warwick, and Kaisa all targeted by the side of Nameless Predators. And that's because jungler, support, and ADC all respectively play those champs a lot. So no surprise at all with the ban so far.
Yep. Yeah, in regards to the picks, I think the Nautilus first pick, although I don't like going for first pick for a Nautilus specifically, I think it's a good champion just because it's probably a lot of comfort for the support player. And I think just going for something comfortable in these kind of matches that are BO1 and decisive, I think comfortable champions are a must in these kind of games. But you're giving over champions like Bolivar and Tristana that have been rising so much in priority and are so flexible that I think you just kind of stifle your draft with that, not knowing where those champions can go and just counterpicking yourselves in the long run.
Yeah, it's always tough to make the call as to whether you want to sacrifice the strong champion or the champion you're comfortable on.
Yeah.
Fortunately, for the side of Nameless Predators, we will see a strong champion come out, the Morgana jungle, followed by the Ashe pick. So that is jungle and the bot lane already locked in. And I would say it's good they got the Morgana out of the way because, technically a Morgana support is, easy counter pick for a Nautilus.
Yeah. But one of the things that I realized, I just thought about, is that this can perfectly be a Nautilus jungle because this is the patch that has his buffs. So that could still come through. I don't think so. I think he's not as strong as he was thought to be, especially because the full PvE patch was that he was going to get 200% on jungler and it was instead 100% on life. So it wasn't as impactful as it could have been, but there is still a possibility for that. And a Nash Morgana lane can be so commanding in what they want to do and try and force. So that is still a possibility. The Lulu answer here is also, I like it because it can still be a flex. It's not specific that she's going to go to the support position, and it gives a lot of kiting potential as well as power to the Tristana and Bolivar to engage or try and survive in teamfights that may be a little bit tricky to fight. Going to the bans, I like the Malzahar because Malzahar is a champion that just can lock someone up, and you really don't want to give that kind of champion, especially when you have so much big potential already with Morgana, Ashe, and Nautilus. And Diorn as well is a really good tank overall. You just don't like to have that champion as an opponent. Although it's not as strong as he was before, he's still a really commanding tank champion, and the buffs to Warmox can be really impactful to him.
Yep. So good ban so far from the side of Omega Titan. We see the Aurelia ban coming through from Nameless. Now, being an Aurelia player myself, albeit a trash one, I'm always sad to see her go. The Darius will be banned away by the side of Nameless. So they think this Volibear is not going top. Do you expect the Volibear to go jungle?
I think it's most likely that he's going jungle because top lane, it's really not resource heavy, but he kind of, it's just a neutralizer to a certain degree. And in that case, you can just go for a true tank like Sion or Cho'Gath that can do a much better job and leave the Bolivar for ganking potential, which he is really good at ganking to some degree. And the combo Bolivar Oriana is really good. It's good to trying to catch people up. So I think like it's most likely we're going to see a Bolivar jungle than a top lane. But they can still surprise me. The Bolivar is still flexible enough so that we can see something there. And looking at the picks from Nameless, the set, I think this pretty much says that it's going to be a set top. I don't think it's either a Nautilus or Morgana top. And I think the set top is a really strong champion, especially if he's not against champions like the Darius or the Irelia. I think like he can trade really well against the tanks. But the Annie, I didn't expect that coming through, honestly.
Yeah.
Most like the mid lane.
Yeah, not a pick you see every day.
Yeah.
And it goes back to your, the question: do you pick your comfort champions or the ones that's strong right now? So yes, it will be Set and Annie rounding out the picks for the side of Nameless. Now we're expecting a top lane pick. The Urgot being hovered for the side of
Ooh.
Omega Titan. Urgot has been very strong as of late.
Yeah, the what is it called? The Hydra,
Hmm.
especially the Titanic Hydra, has really good interactions with the Urgot. And even though I think it was nerfed in previous patches, it's still a really good build to go for, and he will still deal a lot of damage. But I'm not sure how the interaction between the laning phase between Urgot and Zed goes.
Yeah.
I cannot say I have seen this much of enough, but I think you like the Urgot in this situation because the set has to go to you, and if it's a Nautilus jungle, the Nautilus has to also go into you. So you have at least outplay potential in that regard, and you can try and play around those champions really well. The problem is that on teamfight stages, the Annie, the Ashe, and the Morgana, I think have enough distancing abilities and distant engage and peel so that the Urgot has a really hard time to get on top of them. So I think it's going to be at least a little bit hard for him to pilot it, but for that, I think the Lulu can help a lot. So overall, I think the Omega Titans composition is really good, but the nameless predators composition has also a lot to offer. And I think if they are able to get to a point where they can pick a lot of, they can get to a point where they can pick targets and all of that, then they can be really strong as well.
Yep. You mentioned earlier in the draft the Volibear Oriana combo being strong, but I see this set as kind of a easy press R and that combo is neutralized because the Volibear cannot come anywhere close to you once you use Showstopper.
To some
So
degree, yeah.
yeah, that's gonna at least provide some peel. But yeah, like you said, in the team fight, it's gonna be the Ashe, the Morgana to keep your eyes on, as well as a Nautilus. So I would say all in all, a lot of peel coming out from the side of Nameless to keep that Ashe safe.
Yeah. Sadly, I think it's going to be a Morgana jungle, so it's not the Nautilus support. I wanted to see something, the Nautilus jungle. I wanted to see something creative with that, but I can understand why not. Like I
Hmm.
said, I don't think he's as strong yet, and the clear is obviously not comparable to the clear of Morgana, but I think he could be a niche pick that maybe some people will try to pull off. And that way you can push the Morgana bot lane, and you have a really strong bot lane duo with the Ashe Morgana. But now I think the priority in bot lane should go to the Tristana Lulu lane just because of the range difference, as well as the Lulu can polymorph the Nautilus if he tries to go in at any point unless she gets the Lulu. Then she can polymorph the Nautilus and make the engages useless, and instead the trade damage from Tristana and Lulu can be really good. So
Hmm.
that lane is going to be interesting to watch if we get a lot of action from there.
Yep. And with that possible bot lane advantage going over to the side of Omega Titan, do you think that Nameless can afford to focus their jungle ganks bot, or do you think they're going to keep all options evenly open?
If I had a decision on this, I would like them to focus on top because I think like just focusing on bot lane, especially with an Ashe, I don't think you really want to just get the Ashe as far ahead as she can because she's not going to be a hyper carry late game.
Hmm.
She's really good destroying certain champions and she can provide a lot of supportive damage and a lot of supportive engage. But in all honesty, she's not like a Jinx, a Kog'Maw, a Tristana to some degree that can just destroy team fights in the later stages of the game. So I think if you focus on the set and make him as strong as possible, he can go into the backline with the combo that we were talking about with the set ultimate,
Hmm.
the Showstopper. He can stop a lot of engage and instead make it so that Oriana, Tristana, and Lulu, which are three squishy champions, have a lot of hard time. So I think focusing on the set on top lane would be a really good idea for Nameless in this game.
Yep, focusing on the set top lane, let him get into that back line, followed up by, a Nautilus R or something, maybe a Q,
Yeah.
then a Morgana R to follow up, and you basically lock the entirety of Omega Titan down.
Yeah.
Yep. That's going to be the end of Champ Select here for us. It's Nameless Predators on the blue side going up against Omega Titan Esports Hades in this first round of Tournament 4 of 4 hosted by Runeterra Academy. Stick with us. We'll be getting onto Summoner's Rift right after this break. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen, here with the quarterfinal round of this tournament 4 of 4, hosted by Runeterra Academy. We have, once again, the Nameless Predators on the blue side going up against Omega Titan Esports Hades on the red side. We saw you hedged your bets, chat, in favor of Nameless Predators, 60-40, but here's fun fact of the day. Nameless Predators are actually playing up this tournament. They're actually, with the house system here in Runeterra Academy, they're actually in the sophomore league. Omega Titan is in the junior league. So you may have all just got debated and say goodbye to your points.
Oof.
As the hook misses coming out from Redneck.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
That was close. I like that move, honestly, because they have a really good level 1 with the Morgana Nautilus. They can just capture anyone and just kill it, but still really nice move.
Yeah, this is a CC lockdown can be absolutely insane coming out from this Nameless comp. You got the Nautilus, the Ash. Literally everybody on the team has a form of CC.
Yeah, to some degree, yeah. And even what is it called, and slow with in the Ash as well. So it's so hard to run away from them. If they get a pick, more than likely that person should be dead.
As Shayesta leaves the game. Hopefully that will only be momentarily. Oh. Let's see. Yep. Apologies for that. Shayesta left the game, but now they are back, and we are resuming play. Or not. Technical difficulties. Apologies for that. It looks like we are all stuck at 1 minute 30 seconds. As this red buff is being started up. It's going to be a red side start for Diamond on the Morgana. Sir Hirsch mirroring it with red side start of his own. You did mention you want to see that Morgana path top, so perhaps this is a sign that will be the case starting down here in red.
Yeah, and in the same degree, in the same way, Sir Hirsch going for that top side clear. He clearly wants to go bot lane and push that lane as fast as he can. So I think like both teams understand that their win conditions should be in the opposite sides of the map, and they should play towards that. Now we need to see who can execute better.
Now you did say in Champ Select, I'm not sure if it was on or off stream, that you believe Nameless team comp can be executed more easily as it comes out from Redneck. Does land on Shayesta. Let us just some trades.
Yeah, nice counter damage. Well, yeah, what you were saying, I think their composition should be a little bit easier to execute, mainly because of the Annie, because that form of CC that she has, it's so easily applicable to almost anyone. So, like, her CC can be the initiation, and the follow-up can be so easy. Oh, bot lane.
Shayesta goes in. There's a root. Redneck has already brought very low Aftershock proc. That time bomb is ticking away. Shayesta up against the wall, forced to rocket jump out of there to try to stay alive. Heal is popped by both Black Banana and Shayesta. RJ Hoffy continuing the chase. Will be forced to back away. Both of them are low. Yeah, Sir Hirsch is set to try to make a move on this bot lane. However, Redneck and RJ Hoffy just backing away, but Sir Hirsch is circling through try, and we're looking at a possible first blood here. All sums, not all sums, but Flash is ready to go for the side of Nameless. There's 2 flashes coming out. Sir Hirsch will lock down Redneck with Aftershock proc. Will help keep him alive, but he goes back in, letting the dredge line. RJ Hoffy chipping away with those auto attacks, but it'll be nothing coming through for either team. A gank, but no first blood quite yet. Yeah,
Sir Hirsch tries and goes for that gank. I think that's a good idea, but I think he went for the flash a little too early, especially going against the Nautilus that still had the flash. They could have gone for the Ash and try and force something out of her, instead of just going for the tanky member that just applied the Aftershock and was able to survive so easily. But it still is a nice attempt. They have now controlled the Scuttle Crab, but now Morgana, if you look at that, she has priority on the jungle of the Bolivar, so she can now clear the red side of Bolivar as well as the Scuttle Crab. Then if she wants, she can back towards her own jungle and then clear those camps up, and then she will be ahead of the Bolivar in a huge manner.
At the very least, Sir Hirsch did get the bot lane Scuttle as some recompense for the failed gank, so it won't be a double Scuttle for Diamond. He's going to be taking that top one. And he's full health right now, so he is possibly in the position to make a move, but unfortunately, his own top lane is pushed in, so it doesn't look like that will be a viable target for the time being.
Yeah, but one of the things, she can go for mid lane because she has a good setup with the Annie. So if the Annie gets an easy stun, then she can just follow up with that, and it's going to be really easy to get that kill. Bolivar is going top.
Yep. Ikaros will land the E onto Malphite Argo's Bird. He's brought very low. Does have full Grit ready to go. I believe Haymaker is still ready. Yep, Ikaros flashes away to make sure he does not get the kill. Malphite Argo will flash that Urgot Q, but it looks like he will be caught in the end. He's going to try to go in on Icarus. Here's the stun and the flip and the first blood going over to Icarus and the side of Omega Titan Esports.
Yeah, once again, Sir Hirsch, really good gank going for top lane, and a really nice flip by Icarus. He gets the stun on the set, and then that just following on the kill really easily. Even though he got really low, they were still able to just get on top of the set really easily. But I thought that maybe Malphite could have played that if he had the cooldown for his E or his W. It was close, but it sadly didn't come through. But still, that is something that they needed because the set can begin putting a lot of pressure on the Urgot, and the Urgot was feeling a little bit bad in that situation, especially with the lane location.
Yep.
Once again, repeat
front,
gank.
but revisit now. There's another flip. It's going to be Malphite are getting locked down once again. It's deja vu. I've been in this place before. Sir Hirsch will land the stun. Let's see if the kill will be donated over. No, Sir Hirsch will take it for himself for his troubles. 2-0 now the kill score line as a dredge line lands in the bot lane. Shaista forced to flash away from that dark binding. RJ Hoffy firing away, but brought very low by the Tristana. Rocket Jump will come out and keep Shaista alive for the time being. Black Banana gets rooted, and we'll see a full lockdown. Kill goes over to RJ Hoffy, and there's a kill for the side of Nameless in the bot lane.
Yeah, really well done by Rednick. Ooh, engage mid lane.
There's an engaged unit. Yep, Tibbers comes out. There's the stun. Paper Trails brought low. Mystery Van forced to back away from the turret. And that passive AoE burn from Tibbers not enough. Paper Trails will get out of there alive.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that can be repeated a lot. When Tibbers is off cooldowns, they can just go for that kind of play. Oh, Icarus getting low. But yeah, they can go for that kind of play, and if the Morgana is there, more than likely she will die. But going to the bot lane, Rednick, really nice hook to stop the Tristana jump from going through, and that way they were able to force the flash and then just be able to get on top of the Lulu as well really easily. So overall, really nice setup by Rednick as well as Diamond. I really like what they did there.
Yep. Top teleport used by both top laners as the time has gone on. Paper Trails, mid laner for the side of Omega Titan, the only one with teleport on the map. First Dragon has yet to be claimed. I think we did see Diamond trying to work on it before that play in the bot lane river. Shaista is once again having some internet issues. Game has been paused. It does not look like it'll be an instant reconnect at the moment. For the time being, I suppose we can take quick stock of the game right now. CS practically even. No difference really there. The side of Omega Titan, almost 1,000 gold up. That is something to keep in mind. I believe that's mostly through the first blood bonus and the first plate that Icarus picked up in that top lane.
Yeah. What I'm more surprised about is the fact that Morgana has the same farm that Bolivar has. Even though Bolivar has ganked a lot, he has ganked bot lane once, top lane twice, and even with all that, he's still with the same amount of CS as the Morgana. So I'm surprised that the Morgana didn't try and capitalize on that. But she still had a good gank bot lane, and they were able to secure a kill. But I'm kind of worried if the Bolivar can get away with these kind of things, then if the Morgana cannot just punish him, then the Bolivar can just keep on pushing, and he will be a good late game tank if he gets to that point, and if he can just survive and do whatever he is, then the Morgana will really don't provide that much, even though the purpose of the Morgana is just to try and outfarm and just outclear the enemy champion and get more picks with that champion as well.
Yep. For the time being, with Shaista leaving the game and Icarus as well, I think we're going to throw it to a quick break. We'll get right back to you after this pause and internet issues are remedied. Stick with us. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like technical difficulties were sorted out for the time being. I don't want to jinx it, but not much has happened in the meantime. Still 1-2. Gold sitting at 800 gold, 800 advantage in favor of Omega Titan, and the side of Omega Titan has full vision control in this bot lane and is pushed in. So wouldn't be too surprised if they try a dragon take, but Sir Hirsch is up on the top side of the map.
Yeah, I'm still surprised. Like the Drake is still hasn't fallen, even with the priority that some has. Oh, Icarus, nice trade,
Ooh.
nice trade, top lane. That's the kind of difference you get because of the Tiamat in comparison to just a longsword and a dagger. Your life as said is not going to be that fun, but I think the set can still try and fight him if he gets good traits to some degree, if he's not just going blindly. But he's missing a lot of CS. He's now 10 CS behind, but that wave should be good enough to collect.
Yep. With Malphite, it's going to be so weird calling him Malphite as a shorten of his name when he's not playing Malphite. Yeah. But with Malphite on set, going Conqueror and then Longsword Dagger, do you think we're going to see the Bork first item, or do you think he's still going to path toward that Stride Breaker first?
I think Borg should be a good item, especially if they want to focus on just giving him the priority on sideline and things like that. But I think like Stride Breaker just seems to be like the better idea. Oh wait, so much damage.
He's not very low. Out comes the Fear Beyond Death. I believe it did land, but Malphite is not yet below 25% health. He's going to stay alive for now, and he's going to get away with his life. Close call up in the top lane.
Yeah, and if he was just one bit closer to turret, maybe he can get that solo kill there. But it's still really interesting trade. I think that Icarus could have forced a little bit more, but still Malphite, I think, played it correctly to the degree that he didn't fall below the threshold and could survive that attempt.
Yep. In the meantime, it will be the side of Nameless picking up the first dragon. It is an Infernal, so I won't be looking at Infernal. So coming in, Shayesta chipping away at Red Nick down in the bot lane. Here's a Halo Blaze Tristana coming through the damage.
Yeah, and she has the support of the Lulu as well. One quick thing that I want to put attention on is that before we were talking about the control that the side from Omega Esports had on the bot lane, but now you can see that it's almost blue. Like there's a couple of red wards there, but almost blue, so that the Ashe Nautilus lane can still be controlled. But maybe are they trying to go for a gank mid lane? I think they can pull it off if the Bolivar gets on top of the Annie. Oh.
Here we go, Sir Hirsch coming through. Shockwave has not yet landed. Now it will. Mystery Van Bar solo. Force a flash away. There's a double stun with the Tibbers summon.
Oh, wait.
Staying alive for now. Out comes the Volleyball Ultimate. Diamond looking to make something happen in retaliation, but it won't happen. In the meantime, the bot lane. The hook will miss from Red Nick. That's not good. RJ Hoppy brought so low. Death Charge forced out early to keep Shayesta at bay. Wild Growth came through as well. Red Nick will go down. Buster Shot to finish him off. 4-1 the scoreline in favor of Omega Titan.
Yeah, and just like that, I think she just went. Shayesta went AFK. Yeah,
and left the game again.
Just as he got the kill. Still really well done by him to get the kill even with those conditions. Quickly going to the mid lane, really well done, and that's the combo that I was talking about. The Bolivar Oriana. It's so easy to get a pick with those two champions because if the Bolivar is able to get the stun on the Annie like she did, the shockwave will come through, and the damage will be so much that the Annie had to flash, and even with that, she was almost not able to survive. That's something. That's a thing that just Bolivar can do, and the Oriana still doesn't have a lot of AP damage. She just had Mercury Threats and Tear of the Goddess. When she has AP damage, that is going to be more hurtful for them.
Yep, that it will. And if Sir Hirsch can use that Stormbringer ultimate to get into the backline, you know, it's a Morgana, Annie, Ashe. It's that Shockwave is going to be doing so much damage on top of any damage that Hirsch will do if they're caught underneath him as he lands. So, and it's going to be all down to Malphite in the top lane to try to alleviate that. But things aren't looking too good for him up there. 0-2-0 now on the champion. Has to finish a Bramble, and it does look like he's not going to be rushing Bork. He went with the Hearthbound Axe? Yes, Hearthbound Axe, which tells me Stridebreaker, first item, immediately.
Yeah. One of the things that I don't like about that is that the Bramble Beast was nerfed in the recent patch, so its usefulness went down in comparison to before. So now I think just going for the Blade of the Ring King first would have at least enabled him to be able to fight more evenly to some degree against Urgot, but maybe he just thinks that if he goes for roll damage, then his survivability would be so low that the Urgot can just kill him. But I think like he needs to go for that because he's already down 0-2.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
And one of the things that I need to quickly point with the Malphite that I think I didn't mention with the Bolivar as well, the said Bolivar interaction is that if the said ultis the Bolivar as the Bolivar ultimates as well, then Bolivar will go through the ultimate.
Oh.
So he can the knock from Showstopper will go through, but the Bolivar can still go towards the back lane from the side of Nameless, and the Shockwave can still come through that as well. So that is still a combo that is viable. Yeah.
So that's not good then for the side on Nameless.
Yeah, it's not.
Yep. Speaking of not good, Shayesta is still yet to rejoin the game. So unfortunately, looks like we're going to have to throw it to another break as we try to Shayesta tries to sort it out on his own end. 10 minutes into the game, 1-4, the score line in favor of Omega Titan. We'll be right back to you after this break. Welcome back once again to Summoner's Rift, dear audience. Shayesta has reconnected to the game. Of note, side of Omega Titan has used 2 of their allowed 3 pauses, so things might get dicey for them if these issues continue. Hopefully they don't, because we just want to see some people play League of Legends.
Yeah, Sir Hirsch. It would be so sad.
Yep. Now in the top lane, we see Diamond moving up. Malphite R goes Bird trying to get in there. Disdain will get
here as well.
Some distance for Icarus. A nice dodge. Other Dark Binding. Sir Hirsch looking to join the action.
Oh,
out comes the ultimate from both Diamond and Icarus, but it's Icarus who comes out on top. Mystery Van trying to give some support to his top laner. Icarus will fall. It is Mystery Van finding that kill. Malphite R goes Bird trying to stay alive. Mystery Van trying to build up that stun to buy some time. Sir Hirsch now will re-engage onto the mid laner. Brought so low. Out comes the face breaker, and down goes Icarus for a 2-for-1 in the top lane in favor of Nameless.
Yeah, really nice. I forgot the name. Sorry, the gank by Mystery Van. He was able to roam towards top lane and be able to support the play before anyone was able to do. And the Orianna is the one that has the TP, but it's still really well done by the Annie. And I want to comment to Hirsch because he was at the right place at the right time where the Morgana and the Zed were setting up the gank on the mid lane.
Oh. Out comes the Enchanted Cross Arrow. It will miss, but so much CC coming through. It's a Tibber stun and a Dark Binding, and now a Rocket jump down in the bot lane. Wild Growth to buy some power in the early period, but Shayesta leaves the game as soon as he tries to go in. That's a feels bad man.
Yeah. But speaking, going to mid lane for now, that is the power of Annie. Like she can just get an instant stun on any target, and the Morgana can follow up really easily. Even if she's far away from the play, she can still come in close enough so that the Vine can come through and then stun the target. Sadly, for the side of Omega Esports, they are leaving the sword alone, and now they can go for the Lulu like that.
They're going in. Yep, Dredgeline and Root will land, but in comes Shayesta. It's the return of the prodigal stun. RJ Halfie brought so low by that sticky charge.
Baited.
And Shayesta will find was that 1 kill or 2 kills?
2. But the Lulu got 1.
Oh, okay. 2 kills, 1-for-1 split between Omega Titan's bot lane. Shayesta returning just in time.
Yeah, that was almost like a bait from Shayesta, leaving the lane so that they can believe that they can go for that play and then just killing them in the process. I don't want to think that is what happened, but it's still really well done by them.
Yeah.
They respond really nicely, and with that, the game is still in their favor because the recent plays that have been happening were putting the side of Nameless in a good position. Oh, top lane.
Showstopper comes out to try to buy some time, but it is not enough. Icarus with the solo kill. Paper Trials locked up in the river by Diamond. Soul Shackles will land, but in comes
He
Sir
didn't get
Hirsch. There's
stunned.
a Tibber summon and a quick kill going to Mystery Van on Paper Trails. And Diamond is still alive. Icarus joining his jungler. And Chanticleer's arrow will just go wide by a bit. Another stun. Dark Binding misses. In comes the Stormbringer. Sir Hirsch will find the first kill onto Diamond, but cannot continue onto Mystery Van. And it's a 1-for-1 trade in the top river.
Yeah, fear the bear. And whoa, Icarus was so low. I didn't know that. I looked away for a second and he's almost dead. But still, first of all, the top lane. The Urgot already has Titanic Hydra, so the trades for him are going to be more favorable. Wait, they're going for a TP play.
Yep, TP comes through. Paper Chase out in front, does have Shockwave ready to go, but TP coming out from Malphite goes as well. He's trying to catch up to Paper Trails. He's polymorph for the time being. Facebreaker trying to lock him down. Shayesta will get locked down by the Depth Charge, but there's a nice double Shockwave coming through from Paper Trails to buy his team some space. Icarus teleports into the back line, rooted up, but that might not be enough. Icarus will get the kill onto Red Nick. 3 kills already. Make that 4 for the side of Omega Titan. And a quick teleport play down in the bot jungle will secure the fight and the dragon for the side of Omega Titan.
Yeah, everyone was bot lane. I thought the play was going to be good for the side of Nameless. Malphite Argos Burr was in a good position to get engaged, and I thought Paper Trace should have died. And then Shayesta was also in a really dangerous position to close to dying, but so much healing, so much shields, so much support from the Lulu. I just realized something, and I think we should have mentioned this, but the Lulu also has heal. So she will be able to keep the Tristana alive for so much, and we just saw that the Tristana didn't die, and when she doesn't die, the counter engage from the side of Omega Esports is so good. The Oriana Shockwave was so crucial in that fight, and the Tristana was just able to deal so much damage, jump around, and kill targets with that. Also, one thing I didn't notice, but I saw at the end of that fight, RJ was so deep into the jungle. She was alone, fighting as a Nash against a Bolivar deep in the jungle, and she was losing. Oh, wait,
Tibbers is summoned, and the stun, Electrocute proc will come through, but Paper Trail is not going down just yet. Sir Hirsch lurking up in the top river, but is seen by that ward. But maybe that'll be the end of it for the time being in the mid lane.
Yeah, I feel like the Mystery Band has go for that play a lot, and I think you can still pull it up because Tibbers is so low cooldown, and if you can get that stun most of the time with Ignite, you should be able to get that kill against a champion like Oriana, which doesn't have a lot of resistances yet. So that's still something okay to go for. It's not like you're going to lose much. And as a Nani, you can still get so much impact with the stun that you will get with your abilities used. So it is a perfectly fine type of trick to take with that champion.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, he did not have Ignite ready to go for that trade because I think it was used on Icarus, and that's why Icarus was so low that one time we looked. As Shayesta leaves the game once again.
But I think they're not pausing.
Oh, return. Yeah, I'm not sure if Omega Titan actually has another pause left. It does not seem that way because the last just now and the time before that when Shayesta DC'd, did not see a pause come through.
Yeah,
but despite that, Shayesta is in a good spot.
Yeah, I'm amazed. Like, I was going to say that I'm amazed that with all the DCs and things that have been happening, Shayesta is 4-0, and yeah, she's a little bit behind CS, but she's still 4-0 and is being able to be a part of the team fights. So I'm really surprised in a really glad way that Shayesta has still been able to be impactful in this game, but she has to be careful. If she gets R'd by Annie, she's dead.
Yep, out comes the Timber R. The rocket jump tried to get away, and it will be enough, but Shayesta is had to pop cleanse there and is brought to about 3rd health, and that tells you what the story might be going into these team fights later into the game. Pop the Tristana and you're pretty close to good, though you still have to worry about Icarus.
Yeah, the Morgana there should have tried and followed up the stun on the Tristana. I think she tried to go for the Lulu, so the CC was sent to different targets, and that's why they couldn't get a kill, I think. But still, it's a nice message to send that you need to be more careful because if you step too forward, this Sunny can burst you, especially with the Ludens.
Yep, Ludens and the Electrocute. So Shayesta does have to be wary. Quick stock check on the mythic items. We see a Turbo Chem Tank finish off by Sir Hirsch. Ludens just now being finished off by Paper Trails. Kraken Slayer on Shayesta. Troya's Battle Song on Black Banana. Only 2 mythics completed for the side of Nameless. Kraken Slayer on RJ. And another Ludens for Mystery. And Shayesta leaves the game once again.
Yeah. And I feel like they are just trying, like, because they're in a good position, they are not going to go for the pulse yet unless
Mhm.
it goes for so long. They are not going to try and go for it once again. Going back into the mythics, the diamond still doesn't have his, and the
Yep.
drake is up in 1 minute. So I think he should be able to get it before that. But if not, that is a lot of damage lost for that drake fight.
Yep.
Are they going? Oh, they got the Urgot, but I don't think they can. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
no
cannot force
follow up.
anything.
And yeah, and Icarus is so strong at the moment on that Urgot. 5-1-3,
Yeah,
sitting on the Titanic, Hydra completed, and working his way up towards what appears to be a stride breaker. Luden's Anguish, Leandri's Anguish, pardon me, will now be finished up on Diamond as predicted for that Drake
yeah.
spawns.
Yeah, and that is really important. The damage from Morgana, it's in a sense becomes more impactful with that item just
Mhm.
because of the dots. Like, it's not like that it visually changes much, but it's kind of a placebo effect damage that you will be able to do more damage with that.
Mhm.
It's just a reality, and I think that it's really important in these kinds of fights where a lot of targets will get clumped, and you can get more damage uh, out of the tormented shadow.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. He's not going to be like a giant burst like you might see for
Yeah.
Betrayals. As Mystery Van flashes forward, will end the stun with Tibbers and a
Whoa.
extremely quick kill. Going over to him in the bot lane. Mid lane tier 1 is claimed by the side of Omega Titan. Teleport comes out from Icarus, but he is too late to try to save his mid laner. And there's a kill going over to the side of Nameless.
Yeah, wait, they are starting the Drake without the Oriana. The Oriana
That
has 30 seconds before spawning.
Diamond looking to go over the wall
Oh,
with the blast
nice.
cone. He does. Enchanted arrow will miss everybody. Malphite in the thick of
They
it
got the
all will
Drake.
finally come out with the showstopper onto Icarus. Icarus falls. Diamond locked down by Sir Hirsch. Will flash over the wall to stay alive. It's Shiesta still alive in his own backline. Sir Hirsch now just trying to get away. Uses the ultimate defensively. RJ Hoffy wants to push the issue onto Shiesta, but Shiesta is so
Whoa.
strong at the moment. Out comes a dredge line.
Oh, he
The
failed.
rocket jump is buffered, but does not come through. Wild growth keeps Shiesta alive for the time being. Finds 2 kills with the help of Black Banana, but will be finally shut down by Mystery Van. Team fight win, I would say, goes over to the side of Nameless, but the Drake was secured by Omega Titan.
Yeah, and that was a fight without the Oriana. That was
Yeah.
almost a fight before to some degree. And I thought Nameless was doing a good job, but they lost the Drake. And then when they try and force the fight, the Morgana dies against the Tristana as well as the Ashe. They try to go for that kill. And I thought Raidnik did a good job stopping the dash of that, but they didn't have enough damage to be able to fight that. The Tristana, I think, had 2 items at that point, and the Lulu over the wall was able to provide so much support to the Tristana that it didn't matter if the Ashe was there, the damage wasn't.
Yep. Yeah, an Ashe going up against a Hail Ablaze Tristana
Yeah.
on this patch? I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not for now at least.
For now. For now. Yep.
Like, maybe if she had, I don't know, 2 items more, I can see that. Right now, no. But one of the things that I do want to touch on, wait, are they going for Baron?
Oh, goodness. They're getting on. I mean, with the Urgot.
Yeah, they do have
the
an Urgot.
Tristana, I think they take this relatively quickly, but I mean, Nameless could be in a position to stop this.
Uriana is
Rednick
not there.
moving
Okay,
in. Teleport comes through. Malphite R goes Bird trying to get in. Showstopper will land. He's going to use a full stack Haymaker. Flashes full out, but
Nice.
Icarus with the Fear Beyond Death will get the kill and a double fleet. Rednick falls, as does Diamond. It's all down to Mystery Van.
Yeah.
It is not enough. 4 kills going over to the side of Omega Titan. If RJ was there, it would have likely been 5 as well. But it looks like that will be Baron claimed by the side of Omega Titan, unless RJ's trying to make
he's
something
dead.
happen.
Oh, wait. What?
He's gonna fire away on Shiesta. Shiesta brought so low. There's one kill going over to Armin. Flashes forward, gets
What?
another. But
What?
Icarus, in the meantime, will claim the Baron, and he is so strong right now. He is simply gonna mop the floor with that Ashe. It's a double kill going over to RJ, but Baron was still claimed. So I'm not sure if that was worth.
Yeah, I like that. I think that was such an unlucky play because I think Shayesta jumped in just as she got disconnected. So the Tristana, she was out attacking the Baron previously. So I think because she jumped but was still out attacking the Baron to some degree, I think the pathing returned her to Baron without
Oh.
her actually wanting to go for Baron. So that was why she just went back into the Baron without killing the Ashe, and that gave the leeway to the Ashe to try and trade for the kills. That was such an unlucky thing to happen just at that point, but at least Icarus was able to get the Baron and the kill, because if not, that could have swung the game.
Yep. Unfortunately, however, for the side of Omega Titan, Icarus is the only one with the Baron buff. He was the only one alive when he killed the
Yeah.
Baron. So that would severely limit any sort of impact they can have while they have this buff. But I suppose if anybody, you would want it on your top laner because he's the one who can be off in that side lane.
Yeah. And also, I think that it doesn't really matter if this Baron ends up being useless because the composition from Omega Esports is better. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
yes, Sir Hirsch will go in.
Yeah, I
Pops
think he's
the
dead.
Hextech Chem Tank.
Or
That
maybe?
Fear Beyond Death was used very early, and Rednick is
Ooh.
still alive.
But they're alone.
Now fight.
Oh, wait.
Ready
no.
to go. Out can Showstop. He's trying to lock down the back line. There's a kill going to Mystery Van. He's going to shut down Icarus. And now Sir Harsh, we once again see him using his ult defensively to try to get away. But it is not enough. RJ will lock him down.
Nice
Shayesta,
ultimate.
firing away, will find the kill onto Diamond. There's a root and a lockdown coming through onto Black Banana. Falls to Malphite on the
She's dead.
set. RJ was
No,
polish
not
it up,
again.
And no, Shayesta DCs again, giving RJ the triple kill and a very quick ace over to the side of Nameless.
Yeah, and just as I was about to say that Omega has the better laning position, they pulled this team fight off, and it was mostly a pick type of team fight in the sense that the Nautilus was alone and got but only 3 members responded to that play. The Tristana responded late, and the Orianna was far away, so it wasn't really a true team fight. And the side from Nameless has so many good champions to try and go for picks, and also the Fear Beyond Death from the Urgot wasn't used as effectively as you would have hoped, and the Nautilus didn't insta-die. So because of that, the Fear Beyond Death ends up being kind of useless, and then they end up dying slowly one by one.
Yeah, you know, of a tank Volibear and an Urgot, I don't really see those enough, you know, to burst down an Aftershock Nautilus, especially with Locket. So it looks like this will be second dragon of the game going over to the side of Nameless, the Cloud, and we didn't mention it is a Cloud Soul up for grabs for both either team.
Yeah, sad. I wanted a real soul. Not not implying anything, but I wanted more of a mountain soul or something like that, something fun. But it's still, and I think Urgot could have done more damage to the Nautilus and kill it. I just think like the Fear Beyond that was used a little bit too early. He could have waited. But still, his W damage is something not to trifle with because it's a lot of percentage damage that he can deal. But still, I think I like the way that Nameless played around it and the response for that play. But I still feel like Omega Esports has the composition that could go into the later stages of the game better. It's just a matter of them going for the fights. And what is Shayesta doing? Oh no.
I'm assuming he's. We didn't see the DC notification pop up.
Yeah,
So I think he's just biding his time as Sir Hirsch comes through. Try Showstopper. Malphite uses it early to try to get out of there. Facebreaker as well. He's just going to try to take Shayesta down with him. Haymaker comes
Shield.
through.
Oh, nice.
Shayesta
Oh,
has
no.
DC, but Wild Growth will keep him alive. And thankfully, his auto-pathing routes him back to base where he wants to go in that situation. So all's well that ends well, I suppose.
Yeah, no, because I'm feeling so sad watching these plays from Omega Esports because every time that they try to go for a good play with the Tristana, if she DCs, that play just ends up going bad and ends up being screwed up. And that kill could have been really important or for the side of Omega. And the same can be said for the side of Nameless. It said dice there. What can Omega do with that advantage? And it's something that we cannot truly see or take full knowledge of just because the disease are affecting so much of the game. Oh no.
Here we go. Tibbers stun. Look at all that damage coming through. And Sir Hirsch cannot get over the wall with the ultimate. I think that's because of the Nautilus route. And he's forced to use Flash to get away.
Yeah, because the moment that he used his R, it seemed like the circle was over the wall, but he didn't go like that. Maybe it's kind of the same as the interaction with the Tristana. Still, he's able to get out alive. That pick, well, there's no objectives in the map, so maybe it doesn't matter as much, but still, with the things that are happening with Shayesta, that could have been influential towards them pushing onto the base and trying to win the game.
Shayesta sitting out with the Infinity Edge completed, 9, 3, and 4, so certainly one of the X factors for the side of Omega Titan. And Malphite, I still need to try to get used to that, saying Malphite when I look at a set icon. Malphite on the big damage coming through. Diamond just barely surviving that combo coming out from Shayesta. Shayesta had used R, likely secures the kill there.
Yeah.
But like we mentioned with Sir Hirsch, you pick the jungler with no objectives on the map. That's not too big of a play to try to go for.
Well, there was 10 seconds before Baron, so maybe it could have been impactful, but I'm
Never mind.
surprised that he used the stopwatch. Now, the side from Nameless know that the Tristana doesn't have the stopwatch, so they can try and
Hmm.
take advantage of that if they see Shayesta in a bad position. And knowing that Shayesta has DC problems, that could be impactful as well.
Yep. And I would say definitely eyes on Mystery Van here. Has the Horizon Focus, the Luden's Echo.
The
No, they
Flash.
change it. They change it, right? Luden's
Uh,
Tempest now.
yeah.
And the Rabadon's Death Cat completed. So if he can find a clutch R onto both Black Banana and
He's alone.
Shayesta, here we go.
Yeah, I
There's
knew it.
oh,
Yeah,
there's
the
nothing to
Flash
cast
was
there.
there.
He's dead.
And that was a risk. And the Baron is up. They can even try and push to end the game.
And of course, the
Oh,
arrow
no.
comes out, Dredge line, and the
Oh,
stun
no.
from the Ami. Wild Growth comes through just to try to keep Sir Hirsch
Stun?
alive. It is enough. We're going to see another kill come through. Paper Trail is brought so low. Black Banana forced to flash away just to get out of range of Mystery Van. As always, that was happening. We missed a heavy trade in the bot lane. Malphite Argos Bird just barely getting away from Icarus.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
but
Icarus is 2 levels ahead of Malphite Outgoes Bear, so those traits are going to favor him so much. And Paper Trails is able to keep the game alive because that Shockwave makes it so hard for them to continue pushing. He was able to hit, I think, 3 to 4 people, and because of that, he's able to stop the push. But now they have pressure on Baron, and oh wait, Mystery Van doesn't have
Mystery
flash.
Van just trying to buy some time for his team, but he will pay for it with his life. Goes down 600 gold bounty, or 300 gold bounty plus 300 from the kill. Goes over to, I believe that was Icarus finding the kill. Or maybe it wasn't. And this Baron will now be started up by the side of Omega Titan.
Yeah, they had the position of that, and now they gave away the position because of that kill on the Mystery Van.
Yep. Icarus just trying to play bouncer for his own team, keeping the side of Homeless out of this Baron pit. And Chanticleer's arrow will miss. Root lands onto Sir Hirsch. Malphite Argo Burr. He does have Showstopper ready to go. I'm looking for that to be the big engage. Shockwave will land onto two.
Nice.
This is the chance. Showstopper comes through in the back line. And big damage coming through from it. Malphite will find the kill onto Black Banana. But will be traded out by Shayesta. Icarus falls as well. And this Baron is constantly flipping.
Yeah, and now they have position. They are going to go for the Baron. They can do a lot of damage with the Morgana, but now Bolivar has ultimate, so maybe they can do something. Oh wait,
This is such a tenuous position, but down goes Sir Hirsch, finds a kill.
The Mystery Van.
Yep, enemy support will go down. It's enough to stop the Baron, not to take the fight, and Mystery Van is here. Does not have flash ready to go, fortunately, or we may have seen Shayesta fall in half a second once again. That would be the Baron started up 3 times and 3 times stopped. Kill scoreline now 24-21 in favor of Omega Titan.
Yeah, this at least is Dragon for the side of Nameless, but so many fights, so many position in the Baron given away. Oh wait, the Mystery Van is on mid lane. Okay, no, this doesn't happen again. Shayesta is able to run away before that actually happens, but if the thing that we saw on mid lane from the Mystery Band, if she has flash, she will do this every time against the Tristana if she sees that the Tristana is alone. And even if the Tristana has glance, she will die. And something I want to touch on that I think I maybe didn't think about is that the Ashe is actually being more impactful than I thought. As a late game carry, she has been able to shred the Bolivar and the Urgot a lot, and she has been able to keep fights even against the Tristana. Also, it has to also do with the fact that she was able to still be in the game since Shayesta keeps on deceiving. So it's kind of sad for her, but at least she's still being a part of the game, and she's 1 level ahead of Shayesta right now. Well, not any longer, but she should be hitting XP. Yeah.
Leaves the game, rejoins, sitting 11-4-4 on the Tristana. And you mentioned RJ being able to shred those tanks. I love the combo. I mean, Kraken Slayer, Phantom Dancer, Blade of the Ruined King. If that's not a tank shredder build, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and one of the really good things that Ashe has is this low on her passive, so it's also so helpful. She not only shreds the tanks, but she
Binding will miss.
Yeah, I thought Shayesta was there, but yeah, it's not only a really good combo, good shredding for tanks, but also a really good slow for the tanks, and the rest of the team can be able to support the damage from the Ashe with the slows that are coming through.
Yep, yeah, perfect setup for the massive CC chain that can come through from the side of Nameless. Baron is still up soul point for the side of Nameless, but as we said before, it's the unfun soul, the cloud soul. So I have to see how much priority they actually want to put on that. Though, with if they had stacked 3, we can expect that Tiber's cooldown to be absurdly low, and that's going to be a
Yeah.
major threat going up. A major threat that the side of Omega Titan has to keep in mind.
Yeah, and it's not only the cooldowns, but also the one of the I think the side of Nameless does take good advantage of the ultimate, the soul because of the movement speed buff that it gives you. And the Annie is a champion that will want to use her ultimate as soon as she has it off cooldown. The same with the Ashe, the same with the Nautilus if she can, and the Morgana as well. So there are champions that can benefit a lot from the soul as well.
So yeah, we may see Omega Titan, put priority on stopping this soul. But once Dragon comes up, Nameless are in the position to say, okay, you take the Dragon, put yourself on soul point. We'll take this Baron, thank you very much. So we will once again find ourselves in the position where the team has to either try to take a fight or simply trade objectives.
Yeah.
Position you never want to be in.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm surprised they're not trying to do more is putting Icaros on. Oh wait, they got the Bolivar. Ooh.
There's a
Whoa!
Mr. Hirsch. Out comes a flash. Engages
What a
in the
great
jungle
stun.
and mid lane. Kill going over his Black Banana falling. In goes Icarus. Will find a lockdown to Diamond, but he will go golden for the time being. Malphite finds a kill touch. Yes, so that's big for the side of Nameless. Diamond will fall. Out comes a showstopper. Malphite R goes. We're trying to chip away. Haymaker fully locked,
No.
fully loaded, but it is not enough. A beautiful flash fear coming from Icarus, but it is not enough to find the kill. Mystery Van will shut him down.
I think they did it.
It's just an ace for the side of Nameless.
I think they did it. I think they can push. Yeah, the Ashe can kill these turrets. But what a fight! The Mystery Van flash insta ultimate on top of the Lulu. She deletes the Lulu out of the game, and with that, they're able to control the team fights. And such a great ultimate from RG. I think, yeah, that's it. I think it's done.
They're going for it. First Nexus turret is down to half health. My game is just frozen.
Yeah, I think this pretty much says that it's done. Like, okay, Nameless, full credits them. I thought they would be able to pull it off because the composition had a lot of things that were easier to do. And one of the things that I thought would be easier than the other champions, it's the Annie. You just need to flash Tivers and you can delete a lot of targets. And you have 3 enemies that are really squishy: the Oriana, the Tristana, and the Lulu. And really well done by the Mystery Band. But also I wanted to say RJ clutch arrow in that fight as well, because the arrow ends up stunning the Tristana when she tried to go for the kill on the Nautilus, and because that kill didn't come through, she's unable to jump away and try and survive with that. So overall, really well done by Nameless, really well fight, and I really like how they played. Even with the problems with Shayesta, I still think that they played really decent, really well this game.
But it's the question will now eternally remain as to, does the outcome change if Shayesta does not have internet issues? Which is a question, you never want to see present. But that's going to be it for the quarterfinal round. It's going to be Nameless Predators, the underdogs, taking the win over Omega Titan Esports. Mystery Van doing big plays for his team on the Annie. A comfort pick, I would suppose, not a strong pick. We'll get to you with the semifinals after a quick break. I'm actually going to do a quick check to see if we know who will be competing in those semifinals. Brackets. So it will be Nameless Predators. Oh no, the one we're going to show you will be Orbital Eclipse going up against Team Zen.
Ooh.
We'll get that semifinal match to you right after this quick break.
Fun way to start, even with all the disconnects.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are now in the semifinals round of this final tournament, 4 out of 4, hosted by Runeterra Academy. We have Team Zen on the blue side going up against Orbital Eclipse on the red side. My name is Tajagar, Taj for short, joined by TDS, or T for short, on the desk. And we see what I would say are some predictable bans coming through from both sides.
Yeah, predictable, but still, obviously, at first, you just watch and see the set Yumi ban and the Nessus ban, and it's like, interesting here. But overall, we just because of the players that they have on these teams, they are players that like the champions a lot. They tend to play these champions a lot, so it's understandable for them going into the bans and going into the picks. I'm surprised to see Jin first pick, especially with Varus up, which Orbital is taking. I think Varus is such a good AD carry right now. He has so many modes, and he can function in so many compositions. And I think he's a better version of Yin right now. And the Alistar combo, I like that combo bot lane, and I think they can do a lot. But where'd they go? Yeah, Serath.
Do you think they're going to support or mid?
I feel like they could do a lot with support, but it's a really nice flex to have here. Yeah. And it can deal so much damage to the Varus. I think that it's one of the only champions that can outrange the Varus in the game. So it's a really nice champion, and with the Jhin especially, it's a nice combo to have. And the Zac, it's a jungle champion that I've wanted to see played more in the jungle, especially because he has so many abilities to provide CC and support, and it's also a really nice tank to have. And I feel like he can also do a lot of the help for the Jhin and the Serath, the peel for them, and the support with the Jhin W and the Serath Stun can also come from the Zac alone, so I like that pick overall. The Xin Zhao answer, I've seen Xin Zhao popping up, but he's, and especially the tag as a tank, so it's more so that he will go for the Frostfire build, and he will try and be a tank, but he can deal a lot of damage to that, and if he gets ahead earlier in the game, he can provide a lot of support through that as well.
Yep. As you said, it'll be Jhin, Xerath, and the Zac. The first round picks for the side of Team Zen. Varus, Alistar, Xin Zhao coming through from Orbital Eclipse. Darius being the second round ban for the side of Eclipse. LeBlanc followed by Team Zen. Karma rounding out the bans for the side of Orbital Eclipse. And we're just waiting on an Ornn ban coming through from Zen.
Yeah. Good bans overall. Like the LeBlanc is one kind of a sketch to me because I haven't seen a LeBlanc in a long time, but it's understandable. If the enemy plays Zed, if the mid laner can play Zed, then LeBlanc can still be a viable ban to go here. And now we have Zed picked for the side of Orbital. We saw in the previous game how good the Zed can be with the ultimates. He was able to get on top of the bot lane and be a support. And Nami picked. I'm surprised they're going for the Nami. Nami's a really interesting support right now. I'm not sure I've seen enough of her to know if she's good or not, but enchanters are popping up a lot in the meta. And recently in this patch, the what is it called, the support item, the Moonstone Renewer was buffed. So that was an indirect buff towards Nami because she, I think, prefers that item over the Shurelias or the other items as well. So that's good for her as well. And that means that the Xerath will go mid lane.
Yep. Xerath mid and a Garen locked in for top lane.
Yeah.
Press E, spin to win. Going up against that set. Kassadin being hovered for the side of Orbital Eclipse. And I'm assuming this will be locked in. Yes, it will. So going up against that Xerath, Kassadin can have the happy feet going once he gets his R. So he can, try to slip in and out of those Xerath skill shots.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look out for those.
Oh, sorry. One of the things with Orbital is that they have a lot of ways to get on top of champions. With the Alistar, the Xin Zhao, the Zed, and the Kassadin, they all want to get on top of you. And the Kassadin, if he gets level 16, he will get on top of you. That's a given. And the Nami, the Serath, and the Jhin are not champions that will be able to survive the burst damage from a Kassadin. So I think the pick, I think it's good against the Serath, just because Kassadin is a good champion against mages overall. If he can survive levels 1 through 6, he can pretty much just stay clear in the game and try and get to level 16. The problem is if he's able to get to level 16 before they end the game. That's the typical problem from Kassadin. But in competitive, I think it's more doable than in solo queue, to a certain degree at least.
Okay. Yeah, Varus, literally the only member of Orbital who was not going to be diving onto you. And then whenever I see a Varus locked in, I always, think, are we going to see lethality on hit? So with a Jin Nami lane, I would assume, you're instantly inclined to take that lethality build. But with such beefy tanks like the Zac and the Garen, I can see reason as to why you may, or I believe I said on hit. No, with the Nami, Xerath, Jin, you want to go, you're tempted to go lethality, but with the Zac and Garen, I can see why you might opt to be more of a team player and go for that on hit build.
Yeah. There's also the possibility that he goes AP. That is also a build that is kind of viable in him, but I don't see that because the Catherine being the sole AP threat, I think would be more beneficial. He can deal a lot of damage to that, and the tanks cannot anti-mice against him, which is a huge plus for the Catherine. I think the Varus will most likely go for the poke build, just because you have champions like Xinjiao and Zed that are fighters in a way, and they can try and deal with the tanks after they eliminate the squishy members. But the purpose of the OG composition from Orbital Gaming is to delete those 3 champions, Jhin, Xerath, Nami, as soon as possible, and the rest of the champions and the rest of the team will fall through that as well.
Yep. Yeah. Not much damage to go around between a Zac and a Garen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Garen is deceptively damaged. It
True.
Deceptive damage, but it's still not comparable to something like a Kassadin or a Varus.
And speaking of the Garen, I think this top lane matchup's gonna be interesting because the set wants to stay on top of you, but so does a Garen. So I certainly wouldn't deem it a wet noodle fight that we might be seeing in the top lane. Do you have any? You favor one side in the top lane?
It is kind of the same like the Urgoren and Zed we saw last, in the sense that they both kind of want to go in, but one wants it more, just because of how some of the abilities work, and they from Garen can be more problematic for the Zed than any other ability, and also the silence can be more problematic. So I think the Garen should have a little bit of an edge over the Zed, but if the Zed is able to just survive and just push away the Garen in teamfights as well, or the Zac, I think he will do a lot this game. But for at least, in my opinion, the side from Zen has 3 winning lanes. The Garen should win against the Zed. I favor it a little bit. I'm not sure how this match works yet, so I cannot comment a lot on it, but I think the Garen should be favored in this matchup. The Xerath should win against the Kassadin at least until level 8. Even if the Kassadin gets the ultimate, the Xerath has enough range and distance to be able to destroy the wave and then poke the Kassadin to a certain degree. And the Jhin Nami should be able to get early priority on the lane, but if they miss a step, the Alistar can pulverize each of these 2 champions, and they are squishy, so the Varus can deal a lot of damage to them. So I think they have control of on the lanes from the side of Zen, but they need to be careful because I think that in the later stage of the game, the side from Orbital Gaming can have a huge edge.
Yep. So on paper, things are looking good for the side of Team Zen, but they will have to tread carefully to make sure that the mobility of the side of Orbital Eclipse cannot be used to its full extent against them with basically entirely immobile bottom half of the map for the side of Zen. We'll be getting right into the semifinal match after a quick break. Stick with us. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to Summoner's Rift once again. We're here with the semi-final bracket between the side of Team Zen on the blue side, Orbital Gaming Eclipse on the red side. After a interesting first game of the night with some internet issues and close fights, all in all, we're looking for the excitement to continue at such a high level this game. And with the current state of the team comps and, looking at how things have panned out so far since Champ Select, I think we are in for one. Standard 5-point start for both teams.
Yeah, nothing exaggerated. I think like this is understandable because neither of these teams have really, really exceptionally good level ones. Like maybe the side of Orbital can try and force a little bit, but it's not recommendable, especially with a Kassadin and with a Varus. You really don't need to force this kind of thing. So I expected this. It's interesting watching the mid lane. Kirito 3478 is running the Ignite instead of a TP, and the Kassadin obviously will ride the TP. They will run the TP, but this can be impactful in the sense that maybe he can go for a kill early on with a Sag as well, or he may lose a lot just because of that TP deficiency that he has.
Well, at the very least, he's playing Xerath. So once he hits 6, he can just kind of, walk a bit into the jungle and still have some impact with his ultimate.
Yeah, that is true.
So maybe that TP isn't as vital on him as his lane counterpart. Both junglers starting in their respective bot sides. Gregorio on his blue, Angels with me 24/7 on his red. So it looks like we're going to see both of them pathing top. Unless do you think we might see maybe a cheese come out, or bot lane level 2 cheese come out from one of them?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe that could be a possibility, especially with a Zac and a Xin Zhao, because they are early champions that would like to try and gank. So maybe that is viable. And with the position from the lane in bot lane being at the center right now, I think it's still not in a position where it has been completely pushed. Yeah, it's going again towards the red side, so they can have that kind of gank or support from the jungle in case they gank them. But top lane?
Zen's brought low, or I suppose I should say Joshi, Zen's team name.
Nice.
There's a root coming through and a full combo coming out from Shin Yuna on the Alistar, but it's just trades for the moment. Would say it looks like Team Zen to get the upper hand as Firecracker went practically unscathed there.
Yeah, the Nami just stand away from the trades, and if she's away, she can do more than if she gets caught with the Jhin. The Jhin is this kind of in the same way as you would put the tank ahead of you so that you can absorb the damage and the rest of the team doesn't get impacted. The Nami, if the Jhin soaks up the damage and he doesn't die, the Nami can just heal him back up, and it won't matter.
Yep, especially once I'm assuming we do see the Moonstone completed. It's going to make things so much more difficult. With that in mind, do you think we'll see any grievous wounds picked up by the side of Orbital Eclipse? And who do you think can afford to pay the $800 tax as another combo goes through?
I think
there's a root coming through. Shin Yuna brought very low. Heal will be forced out by Deprapine on the Varus. That will be the end of the story there.
Yeah, we're watching these trades. Like in bot lane first, it's that if they go for the Jhin, it won't matter as much because the follow up is not. It's not like it's there, and the Nami can just out heal them. So we will see that the Jhin is not going to suffer that much. And in top lane instead is the contrary. The Zed is taking so many good trades and is able to push the Garen against the turret. So I didn't expect this. I thought the Garen maybe could have an advantage. Maybe it will come later on, but it's still kind of surprising to see the Zed winning this matchup. But maybe it's something that should be happening.
And what do you want to say for any Ross Boomsox fans out there? Kevin Chen on the set has gone the grasp, so buckle your seatbelt for a possible mathematically correct set build coming in. I'm excited to see if that does come through. Time will tell. As the bubble
the mathematical correct loses.
It's certainly possible.
Yeah, especially if these end up in close.
Angels is setting up in this bush here. No vision whatsoever on him for the side of Orbital.
Yeah, but if they misstep a little bit too forward, the Zac can just reach that distance really easily. Nice trade top lane. Yeah, that set W has been so impactful in these trades, and it's the thing that's making Kevin Chen win most of these trades because of W. I think they're ahead enough. Yeah.
Here we go. Last excellent shot comes through. We'll catch both of them. Stretching strikes will come through. Unfortunately, the Aqua Prison will miss because of it. Deprapine flashes out to stay alive. Shin Yuna will fall in order to protect his support or not. Angels with me trying to donate the kill. But Chris is just locked up, and Shin Yuna is able to flash out of there.
Yeah.
That should not have happened.
Yeah, Shin Yuna deserves a clap for that. Ooh, okay. I thought
Ooh.
maybe, but no.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really well done by her. Ooh, okay,
Gregorio
yeah.
trying to scuttle, but Firecracker's there to help Angels secure it. So we won't find that kill, but we'll find the scuttle.
Yeah, Jin is not happy losing his flash with that, but I think it's still perfectly acceptable. Oh, Senjoshi. Yeah, it's still acceptable because the Nami is flash, and she will be able to provide the support for the Jin so that he doesn't die unnecessarily, at least yet. At least until there's more damage from the virus and the
Mhm.
Alistar has more durability in his kit, so the Nami will still be impactful with the Flash and the Jin will not suffer as much. But one thing I want to notice with the junglers is that Gregorio has the Vampiric Scepter. He's going
Yeah.
for, oh, wait.
There's big damage
Oh,
onto Joshi. Stowstopper will come through. The Xerath are trying to lend some support, but it is not enough. First blood, solo kill. Kevin Jen for Orbital Eclipse in the top lane.
yeah. It seems that I was completely wrong about that matchup. The
Yeah.
Kevin Chen has been dominating it, and he has been playing so well that the Serath tried to go top lane to help support, and I think that play is viable to try and pull off with the Seraphar. We were talking about how effective that could be in the rest of the map, but because and I think the idea was to pair it with Saint Yoshi's ultimate so that they could get the
Mhm.
kill, but because he was so low already, and he even flashed away from the Ars from the Serath, they couldn't pull it off and it ends up being a solo kill for Kevin Chen, which should put him in such a comfortable advantage in this lane. Also, Garen is going for
Ooh.
Berserkers.
Yep. Xerath Greaves. So I doubt we'll see, the full kind of damage build. I'm assuming we're likely still going to see maybe a Stride Breaker come out from him.
Yeah,
The root
ooh,
coming through
nice.
onto Deprapine, locked up with Aqua Prison, but a beautiful headbutt coming through from Shin Yuna will buy space and ensure that his A to C does not fall.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if they were close to level 6, because if they are close to level 6, those two are close to death. That was a really
Mhm.
good trade, and I've liked seeing Firecracker playing this Nami. He has had really good heals, really good bubbles that have turned some fights around, and the Alistar can really pull off anything. Like he's going for engages, but he really doesn't get anything, and if they engage on them instead, he has to use the headbutt to disengage and not try and get anything. So it's not a good state for the ball lane from the side of Orbital Gaming.
And we do see the Phage built on Kevin Chen, which will likely lead into a Gore Drinker. So I think mathematicians report in. I think we will see it. Are you familiar with the build? Mathematically correct set.
No, I haven't seen it honestly, so
So
I'm
what
kind of curious.
what you do is Kevin Chen will likely go for a Haymaker Max here. Yep, he's already got level 4. He's going in. Then Joshi brought low, but Angel's coming to deter any further approaches. But yeah, with that build, you want to go Grasp. You're basically just trying to build as much health and AD as you can without building any resistances, so
Okay,
that you get so much more grit pool, and you also accumulate damage faster. So your Haymaker is going to do a lot of damage.
so it's kind of a one punch thing that you decide with
Yeah.
the
Yep.
Haymaker.
You're building set into One Punch Man. Yep.
Okay, does this include Warmogs?
I think it can. I think the standard first, like your first couple items will be Gore Drinker, followed by a Sterix Gauge, and then possibly a Black Cleaver. And then, yeah, I think you'll likely just spend some money on straight up HP items after that. So maybe a
Okay.
Warmogs, maybe even a Gargoyles.
Okay, that does make sense. The more you
Hmm.
know, learning with Runeterra Academy right here.
We are an academy.
Yeah, that is true.
And I think
But
going up against the Garen is going to be really good because he passively stacks those resistances. But then if you can land the Haymaker true damage, then
yeah, that
boom,
it
there you
really
go.
doesn't matter. And I think it makes sense, especially towards the Garen. And I'm kind of surprised also with the Garen pick against the set, because it came as a counter pick against the set. The set was fourth pick, the fourth pick in red side, and the Garen was, I think, fourth pick on blue side. So
Hmm.
they knew what they were going to go against and still picked the Garen. And the Garen hasn't really been anything impactful. Maybe it comes later on, but right now it's nothing.
Hmm.
Also, one thing I think we didn't notice until now, and it's really important. Kassadin is 30, no, 20,
Ooh,
27, 28 minions ahead
yep.
of the Serath. Well, it's less now, but still, he's ahead from the Serath in minions. I'm surprised with that.
In farm, you expect the Xerath possibly to
Ooh,
poke
okay.
him out. In comes the Elastic Slingshot. Will catch one. Tidal
Oh,
Wave
such
comes
a nice
through. Will
combo.
catch them both. Beautiful plays coming through from the Zac, locking them down.
Counter.
There's a root coming
Oh,
on Pine, a
Shinjunya.
beautiful headbutt coming through, and there's a kill. Pine from miles away with that piercing arrow will find the kill onto Chris, who did both flash there as well.
Respect the cow.
Yeah.
That's
Respect the
all I
cow.
have to say. Yeah, that was a beautiful engage from the side of, but such a good response by the side of from Orbital Gaming. Debris Mine flashes away, doesn't get hit by the bubble, so the damage, the full control of the virus doesn't come through, and because of that, the Jin ends up being out of position. The Alistar gets on behind the Jin by some manner. I think the Jin flashed forward to try and get the stun on the virus, and because of that, he ends up being in a bad position and gets pushed onto the turret. Are they going for a play? Oh
With
wait,
that positions, there's a double knockup coming through. Crescent
comes
Guard
the
trying to
Sarah.
buy some time for Gregorio. Shin Yuna with
Oh,
another
wait.
headbutt, bouncing Angels all the way back. Gregorio will fall in River, but Shin Yuna with these I'd say, aggro plays with the Alistar, bumping the Zac towards his own AUC to try to secure the kill, and he still had Flash to get out of there and make sure he didn't die as well. But it will be the jungler for the side of Orbital falling.
I gotta say, this support, Shinjun and Firecracker, they're playing so well. Even though they're playing two completely different support styles here, they are executing so well. So much, so much. Yeah, the Nami has some clutch bubbles as well as clutch heals. The tidal wave from her in the previous fight that they ended up losing, it was so good as well. And Shinjuna has been, oh wait, top lane?
Kevin Chen going in with the Showstopper and the Haymaker. 420 true damage at level 9. Joshi, I think, gets away here. Both of them use Flash. Kevin Chen can't secure him, but in the meantime, that will be the side of Zen securing that dragon. It's an ocean. Firecracker just barely getting out of there alive. And we're looking at a fun soul. It's Infernal.
Yeah, we get a good spicy soul. Like, this will force fights, and if the side from Orbital gets this soul, I fear for the Nami, the Jin, and the Serath.
Yeah.
The Kassadin with an infernal soul is going to evaporate you from this game.
Mm-hmm. And then you have a lethality Varus getting built up as well, so it's going to help him a lot, bolster his poke. And I do want to say, you mentioned Zinjiao's possibly building a Frostfire tank back in Champ Select. It does not look like that's going to be the case here. Is that? I think that's an Eclipse that Gregorio is building into.
Yeah.
With that build path. Okay.
Oh.
Chains of Corruption will miss in the bot lane, and it looks like looks like the side of Team Zen want to go for a play here. Kirito rotating down, but he's going to fall back as they call it off.
Wait, Kassadin is topside. So is Xinjiao. Where they try to pull off this gank?
They're trying to get him to Joshi. Kevin Chen is low, so he can try to bait this out. Facebreaker will come through, but no stun. Riftwalk comes out, and it is Zen Joshi sent to the gray screen and the fountain.
Yeah, the moment that Kevin Chen got the Facebreaker, the guarantee, the Kassadin will be able to get on top of you so easily, especially without any flash from the Garen. It was just bound to happen. And the blue buff will allow... Oh, wait, Shinjuna.
Oh, Kirito gets locked down here. No way he gets out of this alive. Pulverized headbutt. Flashes over the wall. Ginger and Spice will follow.
Oh,
out comes the Peel with the elastic slingshot. Ginger and Spice brought so low. Angel's with me. Angel's with him, but he's with his mid laner. It's going to be a kill going over to him. Ginger and Spice falling. Getting a bit over aggressive there.
Yeah, I didn't even have the chance to caster curse the Kassadin because I thought that he was going to get the kill and so preemptive caster curse to some degree, but still really nice response from Kirito and Angels with me, especially the Zac. He was at the right position at the right time and was able to save the Serath. I thought the one that was going to try to follow the Serath was going to be Shinjuna, but the Cal didn't have flash, so it wasn't going to be able to pull through. And Ginger Spice tries to force the play. I understand why he went for that play, because even if he flashes, he still has his ultimate to be able to just dash around. So it kind of makes sense, but that overforce ends up giving the kill and the blue buff to the Seraph. Still, I don't think it's going to matter that much because Ginger Spice is 30 minions ahead of the Seraph right now. So, ouch.
Yeah. So, we are quite far from all hope being lost for that mid lane matchup for the side of Orbital. Quick mythic checks. Duskblade finished up on Pine, Eclipse on Gregorio, and the Gore Drinker on Kevin Chen. We see the Sunfire Aegis completed as we speak by Angels with me on the Zac. and the Gale Force for the Jhin. And I like the Gale Force here because, just gets a little bit of mobility on you to try to get away from these dive-heavy champs.
Yeah, and that can be the difference between getting killed by the Nami and exploding instantly. So it's a nice itemization. It's, I think, the correct itemization, and it's probably the most beneficial for the Jhin still. And one thing I wanna mention is that the dragon is in 130, so we should see almost every member complete their mythics by gang mid lane.
That
Nice.
last
He doesn't
shot
have
will
mana.
not land, but the stretching strikes. I think that's what that ability is called.
Yeah.
Stretching strikes. Yep.
Yep.
We'll try to help lock down. Ginger Spice completely out of mana. But then again, he gets cast in and he gets that back with his W, I believe. Yep. So, bit of a botched gank there in the mid lane, but it happens.
Yeah, especially against a Kassadin,
Yeah.
it's bound to happen eventually. I'm surprised they didn't try and pull that off earlier. Oh,
There's
nice,
a root.
son.
The deadly flare is coming through.
Shin
Chris
is here.
trying to get away. Shin Yuna looking to make something happen. We've seen him do some big things on the Alistar already, but he's going to leave us with bated breath as he backs away.
Yeah, Gregorio hasn't been really that much impactful. Well, wait, and just with me, he goes for the play.
Slingshot will miss. Stretching strikes uses the ward to try to keep Gregorio under wraps. Falling back toward his jungle. Shin Yuna looking to support. But that's going to be Orbital calling it off. And it looks like the side of Team Zen are investing heavily into trying to gain control over this Dragon Pit.
Yeah, that first Infernal Drake can be impactful because it's what puts you closer to the soul point, which is kind of a turning point for most teams in the sense that, oh, wait, never mind.
Chris is going in. Gale Force and the root. But Shin Yuna, he still has Headbutt ready to go, but the tidal wave will buy some time. Flash by Deathfire as well, trying to get in range with the piercing arrow. Gregorio will go in. Does not quite get the knock up, and the Firecracker finally does. Last slingshot will get two with the knock up. There's the Alistar ultimate coming up to try to buy some time. Curtain call. Gregorio with a beautiful crescent guard. He's going to body block his own teammates as well. Train to stay on top of Firecracker. Will not yet find the kill. A beautiful Aqua Prison will buy some time, but unfortunately, I think some red buff ticks or something finish off Firecracker. Ginger Spice showing his face now in the bot lane. Piercing arrow will miss. But that auto attack will not. Shin Yuna setting it up for his ADC. Angel's with me all alone now in the bot lane. A lot of action there in the bot lane. Ending with the scoreline. Kills 5-3 in favor of Orbital.
Yeah, so much happening that bot lane. And that is started with Chris trying to force a play, going into the virus and the cow in Shinjuna because he knew that the virus didn't have chains of corruption, so it kind of made sense. But he overforced so much, he took a terror shot, I think, and because of that, they were able to collapse and respond against him. Really well done, and that engage was so interesting. I think Shinjuna and Firecracker played that almost perfectly. The Nami survived for so long; she was able to do so much control, so much build, so much healing, and she survived for so much that she was able to trade the kill on the Xinjiao.
Yep. Shelly is summoned by the side of Orbital in the mid lane, but to absolutely no advantage.
Yeah.
Will die in the middle lane. Inferno Dragon started up by the side of Orbital. They have basically full control of this area. Ginger and Spice biding his time in the bush. Gonna probably get on top of Firecracker and Chris.
One thing that neither of these teams have is a good objective damage. They cannot kill the objective fast enough that they can secure it quickly, so they need to try for something. Oh no, Firecracker!
Go in. There's a knock up. They're trying to lock down Firecracker very quickly. Tidal Wave comes out to try to buy some time. It is not enough. Ginger and Spice will finish the Nami off. Angel's with me, isolated, forced to flash over the wall to get away.
Oh, nice.
Here comes the Xerath ultimate. There's a root, but Crescent Guard will ensure he does not take any damage from that. Kevin Chen setting up for a showstopper. It will land a beautiful three-man face breaker stun. Will be the end of it all here for the side of Team Zen. Ginger and Spice just mopping up what remains. And it's a clean ace. 5-0 flawless victory there for the side of Orbital. Taking this Infernal Dragon, not Orbital Dragon, as a cherry on top.
Yeah, here's Kevin Chen with that ultimate on set. So well done. He got the moment that the guarantee beat Senjoshi. he got the ultimate, the showstopper, on such a good position that he was kind of on top of the Jin, but not so much, and at the same time hitting the sack. And with that, he also gets the face breaker on top of the Jin,
Mhm.
gets the damage on top of those champions, and they instantly die. They cannot do anything the moment that they get clumped together, because now the Kassadin can go in, the Shinjuna with the Alistar can go in, the Virus can apply the damage from the piercing arrow to much more targets when they are clumped
Mhm.
up, and he doesn't really need to get in a risky position. And the Shinjao can also go in. So overall, that was such a good fight, and it came through the fact that they got the pick on Firecracker at the start of the fight,
Yep.
and they forced them into a bad position. So really well played by Orbital Gaming, and I think they should now have a lot more control in the map. Kassadin is 4 levels from his the death point of the game, if you like to call it, when he will just control everything and kill everything. So it's getting harder.
Yep. Harder and harder. Side of Team Zen is 7 kills behind, and unfortunately for them, things will not get easier as time goes on with that Kassadin. Let's see.
Yeah.
It'll be Kassadin against Garen now. Ginger Spice rotating up toward that top lane. Joshi has yet to complete his mythic on the Garen. Mythic's completed by everybody else in the game. But yeah, like you said, focusing down Firecracker, it seems like both teams are aware of how well both supports are playing so far this game.
Yeah. And also, it just makes sense because I think it's
Mhm.
the squishiest champion in the game right now. Like, I think the levels from the Jin will give him position and be able to make him survive a little bit more than the Nami. But the Nami doesn't have that luxury. She cannot survive that long. She will die.
Yep, it does have the Moonstone, so the quicker you get that out of play in the team fight, the easier the rest of it will be. Let's see. It looks like
Yeah.
the side of Orbital was setting up here in this top river. He's trying to not go for the Baron quite
Wait, he got
yet.
it? Whoa.
Elastic Slingshot goes
He
out,
didn't
but does
get it.
not land Depper Pine. He's just trying to dodge Kurt Call shots.
Whoa.
But Shin Yuna goes in with a triple pulverize. Tidal Wave comes out. It's now off to the races for the side of Orbital Gaming. Eclipse. Angel's with me now, surrounded by 3. Chris flashes over the wall to try to stay alive. He does. Kevin Chen finds the kill onto Kirito. It's a clean sweep there in the mid lane and bot river for the side of Orbital Gaming.
Yeah,
Eclipse.
you think I can give my MVP of this game already? Because Shin Juna, what a link with the Alistar. So many good pulverizes, so many good plays. Also, credit to Deprepine. He evaded the gank so well, he didn't die, and because of that, the counter engage from the side of Orbital was so good. But the Alistar, he not only is pulling the plays out, he's doing so much, but he also has the best Alistar skin in the game, so extra props to him.
Yes, he can ring the bell with that skin. Yeah, Deprepine with some fancy footwork there. And from here, let's see, bot lane tier 1 has fallen.
Oh
has
no!
And there's going to be Chris locked up in the mid lane. Piercing Arrow, he's not in range for that. Ginger Spice goes toward the Riftwalk, is rooted up. Has to be careful here now.
But that's a Kassadin.
Yeah, he can just Riftwalk right out of there.
I'm surprised. Sorry for that.
You're sorry to use what?
I'm surprised that the Ginger and Spice didn't go for the Nami because he can just delete. But yeah, he's 2 levels from his power spike. If that happens when he's 2 levels up, then yeah, one of those 2 dies. I can assure it.
Yeah, he is in prime position to take command of the Rift as we speak. What's the name of that? Cyrilda's? Yes. Cyrilda's Grudge completed on Deprepine, so this will give him some extra power, trying to get some damage onto this Garen. Joshi needs to chill.
Nice.
But there's a shutdown, at least. Going over to Kirito, finding the kill onto Ginger and Spice after what looked like a questionable play, to say the least, by Joshi there. Flashing forward, lands the ultimate. But it works out in the end.
Yeah, I was about to call it a desperate in played, but it ended up working, so doesn't matter. But sadly, the Drake is spawning in 13 seconds, so maybe they can do. We were talking about this. They don't have good enough objective damage to kill it before everything. Oh no, Chains of Corruption.
There's a Chains of Corruption landing onto Kirito, brought so low already.
Flash.
He will get out of there. Eyes on Shin Yuno. We've seen him do big things so far. Showstopper comes out trying to stay on top of Firecracker. Firecracker goes down immediately to Gregorio. Haymaker comes out. Joshi going in. Curtain call from Jin all the way in the backside, but he's going to get collapsed on. There it is. Depperpine finding the kill onto Chris the Jin. It looks like this could be the end of the fight here for the side of Team Zen. That's going to be a double kill to Depperpine on triple kill. Make that as he finds the blobs, finishing off Angels with me. Joshi, the last alive, to tell the sad tale of what happened there. Inferno Dragon and Soul Point going over to Orbital Gaming Eclipse.
Yeah, and that was a fight before. The Kassadin was dead, and then he TP'd top lane. He didn't even interact in that fight. So, yeah, it just seems like it's getting harder and harder for the side of Zen. Orbital is just, I feel like 1 or 2 steps ahead of them in almost every turn, and the way that they've been fighting these team fights has been so good. Gregorio, Shin Yuna, and Kevin Chen have been so impactful in controlling certain champions, and if they get on top of the Nami, like even if it's not the Kassadin or the virus, the Nami dies almost as quickly against any other champion that has damage. And the Xinjiao has a little bit of lethality, so he can deal a lot of damage. The said, we were talking the percentage damage that he will get from the HP will be able to delete the Nami, and even without that, his auto attacks will deal so much damage. Oh wait, yeah, Ginger Spice was kind of in a bad position, but he's right away. It's okay, it's okay.
Yep, easy to get away. Yeah, like we said, that's Infernal Soul for the side of Orbital Gaming Eclipse. 4 minutes until the next one spawns. Looks like they're just trying to clear out and get some control over this Baron Pit area. And Kevin's down the bot lane, but I don't think anybody can really match him.
Yeah, I actually think Garen can now at least fight him. That's why we can seeing the change from Kassadin going against Garen, because I think now the set was getting into a little bit of a problem against the Garen, but I don't think it will matter that much. If you see it, there's more than a 10k difference in gold already, so the difference is piling up, and in the later stage of the game we're talking about is the Kassadin, the virus will probably have more impact. He's just ignoring.
Winchen's rooted elastic slingshot. It's a party down bot, but look at that damage coming through. Showstopper comes out, but it's not enough. That was very close. Now we see some action up on the top, and look how quickly that man is spinning. Ginger Spice will be brought low, forced to flash away to try to get out of there.
Wait, but now he's alone. Doesn't have flash.
What is Shin Yuna doing? He looks like he's trying to buy time to let Depperpine come in to provide the damage. Ginger Spice looking to go back in here.
Side.
Oh, yep. The side of Orbital Eclipse replying in their own way with a 4-man top as opposed to the 4-man bottom. Gregorio is on a rampage, will secure the kill. And
yeah,
I'm not. But the entirety of Team Zen now has rotated up, and I'm sure the side of Eclipse is aware of that. Shin Yuna poised to possibly go over that wall.
Yeah, Zed has to be. So if they try anything funny, he can just respond to that play easily. And Saint Joshi, I'm surprised he went for that. I think the initial idea was okay. He burst the Sun Jazz, then the Flash and the Ignite. It wasn't even the Sun Jazz, the stopwatch from the Kassadin, then the Flash and the Ultimate. So you got a lot out of that. You don't need to overcommit, especially knowing that your team was on bot side, killing Kevin Chen. So it wasn't really necessary to try and overforce like that. And because he continues going forward, he ends up dying. And then on bot lane, Kevin Chen almost deleted the Jin with just one ability.
1,179 true damage, by the way.
Yeah, mathematical set. I didn't know about it. I know about it now. Wow.
Okay. Know it and fear it.
Yeah.
and he's going. I keep messing up names. Is that Titanic Hydra?
Yeah, I think it's Titanic Hydra most likely. Although I'm not sure if Giant's belt builds into it now, but yeah, I think it should be Titanic. And with that, I think he probably can kill the Jin with just one one Haymaker.
Yep. Actually, let me check. So with the Haymaker, he can do a max of 1,084 damage, and Jin is sitting on 1,604 health. So if Kevin Chen can get in there, get his knuckle down, autos off, and then a fully stacked Haymaker, yeah, he's deleting him. And the Nami as well. Nami has even less health.
Yeah, no, Nami should die instantly. If that Nami is forget about Nami if she won't matter anymore. Which is kind of sad for Firecracker because I think he has played a good game. It's just that the thing with this kind, the enchanter supports and champions like Nami, especially that are solo help to begin with, is that you have to play really good to a certain degree, and you cannot walk blindly into certain things because you can just get exploded.
Yep.
So their playstyle is so different, and I think most people have just been accustomed to playing tanks that it's hard to then readapt into playing enchanters. Maybe he's a main enchanter player, a main Nami player, so
He
he
is.
understands this. But yeah, so he probably understands about it. It's harder to play this than just a tank that can just dive in the front.
Mm-hmm. Shin hanging out near the wall here with vision, and yeah, the supports have been. I think all in all, Shin Yuna has been showing it off so well with the Alistar that the team composition is so cohesive for the side of Orbital Eclipse.
Yeah.
They like, you look at that team comp and it's like, yes,
Oh,
they
no.
have a plan. And Ginger Spice goes in, brings Firecracker down to about 10 health with a quick burst. Firecracker forced to back away. Infernal Dragon is being started by the side of Orbital Eclipse. If they take this, it is Soul.
He didn't.
And it will be Soul. There's Showstopper trying to buy some time. Angel's with me, taken out of the fight temporarily. Look at that damage coming through from the set. Angel is in the back line. Kevin drops so low. Curtain call coming out. Shin Yuna body blocking for his top laner. Angels breaks down into the blobs. Joshi trying to get onto Ginger, and Spice is going to rift walk out of it. Shin Yuna goes in. Depripine will find the kill onto Kirito. Ginger and Spice now, he's on a rampage going wherever he wants. Shin Yuna will finally fall, but it is not enough. Infernal Soul claimed for the side of Orbital Eclipse as they send the side of teams and packing.
Nice on Jess.
Ginger Spice probably dies here. Yep. Chris
nice
finds
reaction
the kill.
time there.
Yeah. Beautifully timed Deadly Flourish.
That can be important because that may stop the Baron threat from the side of Orbital Gaming, because they don't have that good damage against Baron, especially. But it's still really well done by Orbital. They secured the Drake. They secured 3 kills. Okay, they didn't start. I thought they were going to risk it, but yeah. I think it's better to just wait for the Kassadin, because you're already winning most of the fights. You will have more effect if you just wait for the Kassadin, try and force the Baron with the Kassadin up, and then just, if they try and force a fight, just win that fight and win the game through that as well. So it's not really super important to just force it right now. Anyway, going to the fight, I really like how they played. Shin Yuna went in with with knowing that he wasn't going to get out, but it doesn't matter. He's a support. That one there can mean the game winning play. So it's really well done by him. They got the kill, and once again, Ginger and Spice, now it's at the level 16. Yep. He almost deleted the Nami. I think he probably expected to delete her before she could run away. The damage didn't come through enough to delete her instantly, so she was able to survive a little bit longer, but at the end, it doesn't matter. Now with Infernal Soul, it's almost game over.
Yep. I mean, yeah, no way she had more than 50 health getting away from that. So, unfortunately for Firecracker, that narrative will likely continue for the rest of the game of a Kassadin pressing 3 buttons on you and you basically dying, especially with Infernal now. I do want to point out, Depripine deathless so far this game. He's playing that lethality Varus very well. I would say that certainly shows that his positioning has been on point. In addition, in tandem with this absolutely stellar gameplay coming through from Shin Yuna.
Yeah, and to give even more credit to them, they had a really rough lane. The Jin Nami lane was so oppressive against them. They almost didn't have any position, but they still they never died. They never died. They didn't give away almost anything, and instead were able to turn around so many plays for their team and give advantages to their team. So they have been so good. This duo has been so good. Shinjona obviously kind of shines a little bit more, but Depripine deserves a lot of respect as well.
Yep. And then, it's often where it's like, hey, we have this lane winning down here, but it's a different story up on the other side. That is not the case here. Kevin Chen doing very well on the set as well. We did some people in the chat saying that, yes, Garen is supposed to win this matchup, but Kevin Chen has proved them wrong in this situation. So we'll take him as well.
I think maybe I'm not sure if it's something that comes later on. Maybe the Garen becomes more of a problem the later the game goes on. Yeah, so that may be the idea. But Kevin Chen won the game won the lane so that it didn't really matter when the Garen became big, because the set now really doesn't need to go to that lane. He just needs to group up, get fights, pull the sack on top of the enemy team, and we have seen it. The Haymaker can eliminate these squishy champions. I think in the last fight, the Serath went from full health to 25% health with just a haymaker. So that can still keep happening, and that's the plan. They don't really need to worry about going into silence. They just need to force fights and win those fights.
Yep. And like I mentioned earlier, it's like you look at this team comp and Orbital has a plan. Let's say Shin Yuna goes in, finds a this could be rough. Yep, there goes Gregorio. He is going to find the kill. Yes, he will find the kill onto Firecracker. Chris just barely gets out of there. Joshy stepping forward to try to defend this turret. Stridebreaker used a nice headbutt from Shin Yuna. Will buy some space. Gregorio's rooted up, however. Joshy trying to stay on top of him. Out comes the Elastic Slingshot. Will find the knockup onto one. Gregorio's brought low, but Guardian Angel procs. He's going to come back in just a couple seconds. 2 kills. Going over to the side of Orbital Eclipse. And things are just looking worse and worse for the side of Team Zen.
Yeah, and Kevin Chen doesn't even care about the Serath being there. He just keeps in the turret and destroying turrets. And that's also a benefit of the bit that you were talking about. He can just restore that health with his passive so easily. And even if he doesn't, if he tries and turn it around, he can kill them. So now they get 2 inhibitors. Elder Dragon will come out soon. And I think they can ignore Baron. In reality, they don't need to go for that Baron, which I think they are going to go for. Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, like, it's not necessary. It feels like a placebo buff at this point, but it's still... It's just an objective to eliminate. You take it away, and in reality, what can they try and do? If they go too far forward, they will die. Oh,
Shin Yuna goes in onto Chris. Kevin Chen will miss the face breaker, so that means that Chris will likely be able to get away here. Kevin Chen will DC. It's the return of... he's back. 1134 true damage. Out comes the showstopper and the face breaker, but it's not enough. Chris will find the kill as Baron is claimed by the side of Orbital Gaming Eclipse.
Yeah, they got the Barons.
And they're setting up here.
Where are you going for the fight? Just run away.
It is not enough. A beautiful CC chain coming through onto Depra Pine. That's his first death of the game. Crescent card. Gregorio flashes out. TP coming out from Ginger and Spice. Shin Yuna joining his team as well. And that's makes things scuff for the side of Orbital Gaming because Elder is up.
Yeah. Luckily for them, if they keep them here long enough, the super base.
Oh boy, here comes Ginger and Spice. It is Joshy trying to stay on top of him, dealing some damage, but not enough to kill.
Yeah, the thing is the super minions are alive.
Yeah, look at that push into the base. And
oh no, St. Joshy.
Joshy's get caught out way in front. Ginger and Spice will find the kill. And things could get rough now for the side of Team Zen. Ginger and Spice, he's looking to rip walk out of there. We'll get away for the time being. Gregorio is brought low. Chris trying to go into Gale Force, but he will be eliminated by Ginger and Spice. Ginger and Spice will find a double kill, but turned out by the Ignite from Kirito. Gregorio is at practically 0 health. Kevin Chen will miss the face breaker onto both Angels and Firecracker. And it's a brawl in the Dragon Pit as we speak. Angels will get out of there with the Elastic Slingshot.
Meanwhile, the super minions are just...
Super minions are... Is that? What's that Nexus turret at by now? It is just about to fall. So Shin Yuna can stop some backs here. Yes, he can. Elastic Slingshot coming through. And I don't know how much really a Nami can do against, a full wave, including super.
Give the kill to Shin Yuna. He deserves... Yeah, he deserves to get one.
Wail away at him.
No, he won't. No, you have Elder. Go for it.
Elder is claimed by the side of Orbital Eclipse. And that seems to me like it will be the final nail in the coffin. And they are poised in striking position to take this game. Like right now.
We just saw Kassadin delete 2 champions like it was play. With Elder, he should just be eating candy or something like that and then just deleting everyone. Like, it won't matter who you are, what you do, what you think you can do. You will die from that level 16 Kassadin, almost full build with Elder buff and Infernal Soul. So yeah, I don't expect you to survive.
Yep, and he's like he rift walks in there, deletes one person, then just immediately pops stopwatch, and when you all try to collapse on top of him, in comes the Alistar in the set. So I honestly I cannot figure out what the winning equation in a fight would be for the side of Team Zen.
They have to play a team fight. Okay, yeah.
In goes Joshy, brought very low. Elder Dragon execute probably coming out very soon. Yes, it is. Depra Pine will find the kill. Angels will be trying to get out of there. Firecracker locked down by Kevin Chen. It's a double kill now for Depra Pine on the Varus. Shin Yuna looking to patch some KDAs. And it will be 5 for 0. A clean ace and a dominating victory by the side of Orbital Gaming Eclipse.
Yeah. Overall, really, like, overall, I want to say chef's kiss to how they played this game, because they had, in my opinion, they had two losing lanes in mid lane
Mhm.
and bot lane. I wasn't sure on the Garen against the Zed, because I don't have enough experience with those champions, but the Garen in my head should have won that lane, or should be a good champion against the Zed, but it didn't happen. So they have two winning lanes in mid lane and bot lane, but they couldn't pull hard far ahead enough. The bot lane was winning, but mid lane was down on CS against in a castling lane that should be troubled at the start of the game. So they were already kind of in a bad position, and then your winning bot lane ends up dying a lot. A couple of times, and then you just giving away the advantages and making the game slip farther away from you, and then you face with a Catherine that is scaling the virus that will hit you for a lot of your health from a safe distance. And the Xinjiao, even though I don't think the Xinjiao was really that much of a factor in this game, but
Mhm.
he helped in some of the fights. He wasn't dying because of his ultimates. He was able to survive a lot. And Kevin Chen was really impactful as well with the team in the team fights, with the Haymaker and the Facebreaker, and the no the what is it called, the showstopper.
Mhm.
So overall, the not only the composition was good, but the way that they played around it was really good. And I think if Team Sen gets an early lead from somewhere, maybe bottling or something like that, then maybe they can pull something up. But it just ended up being a sad game to watch for them, because there wasn't really answers, and it just champions dying and dying and dying constantly, and you're just waiting for the timer for the Catherine to hit 16 and win the game after that.
Yep. So no early lead, which may have changed the tail, comes through for the side of Team Zen, and due to that, the side of Team Omega, or no, not Omega, Orbital Gaming Eclipse,
Yeah.
pardon me, is able to take this game in such a convincing fashion. They will be moving on to into the grand finals, not semifinals. We just watched that. The grand finals, going up against a name I'm sure that we are all familiar with at this point. Team Zenigma will be going up against Orbital Eclipse in the grand finals to see who can take the victory. The great victory in this final tournament hosted by Runeterra Academy. We'll get to you with that grand final right after this quick break. Welcome back for the final time. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the grand finals of Tournament 4 of 4, hosted by Runeterra Academy. We have Team Zenigma on the blue side going up against the winners of the game we just watched, Team Orbital Gaming Eclipse on the red side. I'm excited to see how it pans out. I did hear that Zenigma finished their own semifinals game in rather quick fashion, so they had the opportunity to try to get some, scouting in to see and formulate a plan to go up against what we saw last game, a very strong Orbital Gaming Eclipse.
Yeah, and I think we already see the impact from that. Insta Kassadin and Varus ban from this side, from the side of Zenigma. I think they were scared from those champions. I feel like there's not much that they could have learned from that game because it was a stomp in a way, just not the typical 20-minute stomp, but it was just one-sided to some degree, so it didn't really help with much. But the Diana ban is pretty much expected against Enigma, I think. And the Cassidy and Varus ban, it's one that obviously comes from the previous series. Now, going to picks, the Senna first pick, I don't think we've seen this champion much as a priority pick from these teams, I think. But she's a really good champion overall, even though her Frostfire build got nerfed. She's still a really good fasting AD carry. She can provide for a lot of kinds of gameplay, and she's still one of the best scaling AD carries that there is.
Yep.
And Aphelios.
Oh, I'm a fan of Aphelios. 200 years, whatever, meme away. But I enjoy playing him.
Yeah, I get it. I like the champion as well. The meme, I like this champion, not only because of the meme, but he provides a lot of modes that other AD carries doesn't have, even though he's in mobile. He has the poke potential, he has the AoE potential, he has the slow potential, and he has the lifesteal and dwelling potential that some AD carries have as an individual strength, but he has most of it. And if you're really proficient on Aphelios, you can play it to such a good degree that you can carry teams alone. So I really like this champion, and I think that he can, to some degree, answer the scaling from the Senna. Obviously not as impactful, but to some degree he can play to that strength as well. And now Morgana pick, I think it's probably a bot lane as support Morgana, just because the Thresh came after the Thresh, and Morgana is typically an answer towards the Thresh, but it wouldn't surprise me if she just goes to the jungle as well, because everyone has been playing Morgana jungle. And now the Lux. I think Enigma are a team that like a lot the Lux mid lane, and I think they play around her well, but I've also seen the times when the Lux fails from Enigma, and it's not really pretty. So it's kind of a coin flip champion, but a good one to some degree for them.
Yep, it's a coin flip for sure. Either goes very big or goes home very quickly. I will say that the support of Zenigma, let me double check on the name. It is G Dog. Does have some Senna games under his belt, so I honestly wouldn't be. I think this might actually be a support Senna.
Okay,
it's entirely possible. But like I said, the Morgana is a natural pick into the Thresh. And we see a Kindred being locked in for the jungle on the side of Orbital Eclipse. So that's 2 marksman champions now. So they are certainly not lacking for damage.
Yeah. And a good thing with the Thresh is that it also provides a good peel for one of the AD carries. So even if one dies, you still have the opportunity to peel for the other one. Going to the bans, the GP and the Skarner. Skarner is a good jungler. They probably think that Morgana will jungle because of that Skarner ban. And I think Skarner can really provide with the picks, because even if you have a Thresh, if the Skarner can just cancel that out and get the Kindred out of the Lamp's Respite, so it's effective with that as well. And on the other side, the Zed and the Shen, I think they are afraid of Kevin Shen going with the champions. I think the Zed probably because of last game, because of how he performed with the champion, and the Shen overall is just because of how much impact he can have in the map and going for plays with that champion. So kind of understandable at this level as well. And now for the red side first pick, I think they're going top lane. I thought they were probably maybe going mid lane because they saw the looks, but Ornn is an overall great top lane champion. He's a really good tank. He will scale well, and the Ornn items are really beneficial for Aphelios and Kindred.
Yep. Yeah, I really like the Ornn pick because he's such. Okay, yes, you could. Here's another meme champion, Ornn, the tank, marksman, wizard, gunslinger, etc., etc. But such a beefy champion, I think, is great when you have those 2 marksman champions. You don't need more damage necessarily. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a source of damage come through in the mid lane. Let me see if I can predict. I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe something along the lines of like a I want to guess, I don't know, a Syndra, maybe an Ori coming in the mid lane
Yeah.
for the side of Orbital Eclipse, just to add some sort of magic damage. Though I'm assuming it'll be somebody who is a counter pick to Lux.
Ooh, Sejuani.
Ooh.
So it is a support Lux, an AD Senna, a support Morgana, an AD Senna, and a jungle. Interesting. I haven't seen her in a while, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the Jace also coming through, so they are going to play, I think, to make the top lane win the lane, so that he can have a little bit of that overall. But I'm not sure how the combo Jace Sejuani goes, and are we going to see LeBlanc? Wait,
oh, goodness.
Okay,
there it is. We saw the LeBlanc ban last game targeting
yeah.
Orbital, so maybe we're gonna get to see it this time.
I thought maybe they would put the triple AD carry comp with Corki mid lane because of the magic damage as well, but LeBlanc, she's an interesting champion. She's she's really bad if she's behind, and she's kind of a stable if she's ahead. She's not like the previous LeBlanc that could destroy you if she was really far ahead. Her items got a little bit screwed with the mythic rework items, and so she really doesn't have a super good mythic right now. It's after the Everfrost changes, she became a usable champion with those, but it really is not the same as the old LeBlanc. But she can still provide a lot of damage, a little bit of utility, and she can still be that sneaky champion that we all know and hate. But I don't know how to feel with this, especially because we know that they have a Aphelios, Kindred, and Norn. So the idea for those three champions is to try and play a front to back, a common front to back, wait for them to try and engage, do their damage, and if they don't kill them, then they can respawn and out damage them with the 280 carries and the tank in Ornn. But the LeBlanc doesn't want to do that. She wants to go into the sides, try and poke certain champions, try and eliminate champions as much as she can. So she will probably have to fight, separate from their team, and try and play in a little, kind of in the space like in this game, she will represent the assassin motive really well, because she has to play in a sense that she cannot be close to her team, but she has to not be in danger from the enemy team as well. So it's going to be hard for her, but I want to see how Orbital Gaming performs with LeBlanc.
Yep. Well, going up against this comp with 4, I would say technically squishy champions, if that LeBlanc can find a lead, then it's, free reign to just try to get into the backline and pop somebody in a second.
Yep.
And so if you can do that, then you've got a very solid, I would say, front to back with the Ornn, the Thresh, the Kindred, and the Aphelios on the side of Orbital Eclipse. If you can take, let's say Jace gets ahead. Okay, send LeBlanc into the back so you can at least get him down to a quarter health. And then the fight should be relatively easy from there. So I'm excited to see what the LeBlanc, which was deemed ban-worthy last game, can do. Especially on Ginger and Spice, who we saw go big last game.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like LeBlanc plays in a similar fashion to Kassadin in how he will go in and out of fights. So it kind of stays in motive to how Ginger and Spice can play this game and how he played last game. So it makes sense. And like you said, there are 4 squishy champions. To some degree, Jace, obviously, it's not super squishy, but he kind of counts in that regard. And maybe Eclipse can make him a little bit more tanky, but he still can get one-shotted from a LeBlanc that is really far ahead.
Yeah.
But one good thing from Enigma is that they have the Morgana that can cancel a portion from the damage of LeBlanc, so that can also become impactful. Also, the shields from Lux can be impactful, and the heals from Senna as well. And the Sejuani can be really good in picking the LeBlanc off if she is really out of position. Her ultimate can just lock her up, and I think they have enough CC to be able to, if one champion gets locked up, they can just lock him up for a long time and just kill him.
Yep, for sure. Sejuani R comes out. Jace does Jace things, can get out a bunch of burst damage coming out. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him go in Eclipse, especially against this Ornn, getting some of that max HP percentage damage, I believe. But that's going to be round out the champ select here for us. It's the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. Teams Enigma, a name we all know and love by this point, I'm sure, if you've been following Runeterra Academy, going up against the side of Orbital Gaming Eclipse on the red side. Stick with us. After the short break, we will bring you the exciting conclusion to this final tournament hosted by Runeterra Academy. Welcome back to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen, for the grand finals of Tournament 4 of 4, hosted by Runeterra Academy. We've got Teams Enigma on the blue side going up against Orbital Gaming Eclipse on the red side. I'm Tajigar, Taj for short, joined by the amazing TDS, or T for short, on the desk tonight. And we are locked in for what is sure to be the absolute banger of conclusion to this tournament.
Yeah, and we have spicy picks for this, luckily. So apart from it being a possible banger, we have banger picks as well. So
Yep.
that's something to celebrate. Really standard begin. I thought they would maybe try something up, or maybe they are. Yeah, no.
Ryan Miles himself, of relative fame among the Runeterra Academy community, stepping up. A bit of chip damage up by Izumi, but won't amount to much.
Yeah, the most important thing is the ward.
We took that
the ward kill, especially going into the looks, which can reach level 2 first, can be impactful for the lane. And again, one thing to notice, Ginger and Spice has ignited this game, no TP. He wants to get a solo kill in mid lane.
And we'll say Ginger and Spice was able to place a secondary ward down, so they will still have some vision over there.
Yeah.
Team player. Feels good, man. Clap.
Yeah, if that ward can be as well impactful in tracking the Sejuani, but if they don't end up seeing anything, at least they should know that Sejuani started bot side just because of the amount of time that the bot lane is taking to reach bot lane. So and the Jace didn't fake start, so they know that they have to have started bot side.
Yep. Both junglers starting on their respective bot sides.
Yep.
It will be Ryan Miles on his red, Gregorio on his blue. But Ryan Miles opting to head top as soon as he kills his buff.
Yeah, Sejuani is not a super fast clearer.
Yep.
We know that most tanks aren't, and because of that, I think he wants to go ganks as soon as he can. And if he can impact the Jace lane, which we know that should have an advantage against the Ornn, then that should be the early game plan, at least for the side of Enigma, to have that winning lane be as powerful as possible so that they then can go to other lanes. Nice trade.
Yeah, nice root coming out from Neo Shot, getting those passive procs off. Illumination, bit of extra damage. And it's the return of internet issues. Shin Yuna has disconnected from the game, restarting the Wi-Fi, as they say.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't become something that can continue happening in the game, because I'm being slowly converting into the Shin Yuna believers club because he played so good last game, and if he plays really good this game, I will wholeheartedly support him in the league and in this tournament. I really like his play in the game. Also, going to the mid lane, Ginger and Spice has been taking some good trades against Neoshot, and even though Neoshot has TP, if he's not careful enough, then Ginger and Spice can solo kill him. He just needs one more trade like that with the Thunder. I still call it Thunder Lords, but because I don't remember really the name. Electrocute, yeah. With the I don't know why now I remember. Yeah, with the Electrocute, then he can die with Ignite. So he needs Neoshot needs to be really careful with that.
Yep. Let's see. I also say the game. It's a fasting Senna. No surprise. No surprise there.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I'm sad that away the Frostfire Senna thing, even though it's to some degree toxic, because Senna shouldn't be able to build tank and still be dealing the damage of an AD carry. I would have liked to cast one time that champion with Frostfire, because it would have been at least to some degree fun for casting purposes, not for the players. That I think it was really disgusting and unfair. And we're back into the game.
Yes, we are. Shin Yuna has joined us from the DC realm, as my game has frozen. I wouldn't be surprised if yours does too, your audience. Yes, it does.
We're
at 242, and we're waiting. So I'm assuming it's just some buffer due to the fact that he reconnected. Like you said, Shin Yuna, I am a fellow tank support player. I must support him. Though we did see him go up against a Jhin Nami lane on the Alistar. So I'm not honestly that surprised he was able to pull off some flashy plays, some big knockups coming through. But now that he's threshed into Morgana, we'll have to see if he can keep up his high level of play.
If he can pull something off in this lane, I would be really inclined to commend him. Oh, nice. They're going
In
for the gank.
goes Kevin Chen, but Ryan Miles is here to back up his top laner. Flash will be forced out, but the
Too late.
ice
I
comes
think.
in.
Oh wait.
First blood going over
Oh,
to
look.
Izumi. Flash used by Ryan Miles, and he will get out of there just in time. Gregorio, too late to the party to make anything happen.
Yeah, that minion block I thought could have impacted. The Kindred get a kill. He's
I'm
alone.
not sure. He's going in. He is level 3. The shock blast will miss. It was the empowered one.
This is Giovanni doesn't have flash.
Yep, no flash, okay. But we'll be able to get away. Gregorio will take the scuttle in Constellation as the bot lane of Zidane will take the bot side scuttle.
Yeah, but luckily for the side of Orbital Gaming, the mark. So it has extra value, even more so than just the scuttle crab. So it's really important. And I think he maybe could have gone for the kill on the Sejuani if he waits a little bit longer. He had pressure on mid lane. They could have collapsed on them, and if the TP from Kevin Chen was coming through, so they could have tried him for something. But really nice gank by Ryan Miles. He knew that they could get the kill, especially because Jace had the hammer form. Oh, nice stun.
Ginger Spice going in, lands the chain, and then reuses his W to get out of there. Some damage, but no overall pressure, kill pressure going into the mid lane. As trades continue all across the map.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm kind of surprised with this bot lane too. Oh, whoa, he flashed.
Ginger Spice flashes, uses Ignite, but Neoshot flashes defensively and is able to get out of there before the... I should know the name of this one. Distortion, that's right. Before Ginger Spice's Distortion can land, dodging, LeBlanc's most damaging ability. So Neoshot will stay alive there.
Yeah, but I'm kind of curious why Ginger and Spice flashed, because, Neoshot had to flash defensively to be able to ignore the damage from the... Okay, now I forgot it. The distortion. Yeah, because he had to ignore the damage from distortion. But I'm not sure what Ginger and Spice flashed there. Was he preemptively flashing in case the damage came through as well? I'm not sure with that.
I think he flashed to get in range for the distortion. To
try
to really make it a surprise.
Oh, wait, Ryan Miles is far.
Gregorio is going over the wall. Ryan Miles does not have flash, but does have the Q ready to go. We'll get over the wall, but has to seed over the entirety of that Wolves camp. Wasn't able to steal any of it away.
Yeah, so it didn't really matter. Wait, bottom gang. Can they pull something off?
Shin Yuna is going in. We'll see where the Black Shield comes out. Hook will miss, and the root will land coming out from the center. So,
yeah,
well played by the bot lane duo of Stigma there.
Wait, Black Shield is down. We can try.
Yep, it is down. Gregorio is going in. Dark Binding will miss, but the root will land from Senna. But
Ryan Miles doesn't have
Ryan Miles to go in. Flay will catch 2. Shin Yuna doing his job as a support. A beautiful death sentence will land. 1 kill goes over to him. Another went over to Gregorio. Unfortunately, not in the bot laner. Ginger and Spice is going in. Gets the kill with the ethereal chains. I think that's what it's called. And it's all of a sudden 3 kills as an answer to that one in the top for the side of Orbital Eclipse.
Yeah, my reaction may have been a little over-exaggerated, but I didn't know Ginger Spice was... that's why it sounded more excited than my fellow caster here. But still, really well done by Ginger Spice. I think it was a nice roam. He had the pressure on the lane. He pushed away, so he was able to roam down. And yeah, that play was so well executed from the side of Orbital Gaming. They knew that, Black Shield is really good to stop the Thresh from hooking and being able to get his C. But the moment that shield is down, it doesn't matter anymore. You can just repeat that play, and they go for it once again. The bot lane from Senigma was in such a bad position that they went one scene too close to the minion wave, and because of that, they can force. I thought Shinjuna was probably going to try and force the flash, but it really wasn't necessary. The moment that Ryan Miles tried to go for the outplay there, the play ended up failing. So really well done by Orbital Gaming. Kind of really bad by the side of Senigma. They are going top again.
Yep, this is going to be a replay that we saw last time. Call of the Forge God will come out, but he is knocked away by Ryan Miles. W can't get the second cast off. Almost finds a kill onto Izumi, but it is not enough. Second kill going over to the Jace, and you mentioned earlier how we would likely see Ryan Miles and the side of Zenigma playing up toward that top side of the map, trying to ensure that the Jace gets the upper hand of the lane, and it looks like that is the case.
Yeah. And like we were talking, Gregorio is once again bot lane. They're trying to force there. I think they need to, they should have position to secure the mark from Kindred as well. Kindred, I think right now he's still 1 mark, so he needs to keep up in pace with that. But Once again, Sigma really well done with that gank. They needed to try and pull something up, especially after what happened. And I like that they are. Whoa, okay, so he secured.
Oh.
I thought maybe he was going to play, but he secured it. And yeah, Ryan Miles and Izumi, they are doing that gang really well, executing it properly. Because the moment that Kevin Chen goes in, Jace changes into Hammer form, and that way they can secure the stun from the Sejuani coming through. So that
Yep.
is really important for to being able to execute that as well. And they stopped also the Orn cult from coming through as well. That was really important for the kill to come through. And I like that they are putting the pressure on top lane, even though plays have failed bot lane. At least they are trying to respond them up in some way.
And I personally, okay, I'm not quite sure how the lane is supposed to go in this regard, but Kevin Chen is up 10 CS, and an
Yeah,
Ornn
that
into a
shouldn't happen.
chase. I'm kind of, should that happen or should it not?
I'm pretty sure it shouldn't happen because you
Yeah.
most of the time, if you go to the, you should die. You get a full combo from the Jace, and the he's not running what is called a phase rush that can give the advantage in movement speed, but still you should be able to just outmove the Ornn. But also there's a minion wave collapsing here, so they should be close to CS. But I'm surprised as you assume it should be ahead in CS kills.
I do want to. We've been singing Shin Yuna's praises so far for the past 2 games, so I want to do it again. You saw that little sneaky cannon grab he got with the death
Nice.
sentence. Big trade coming out from Ginger Spice. We're forced to flash out of Neo Shot on the Lux. Being a mobile champion, that's quite a big deal.
Yeah. Ginger and Spice, I like how he has been playing the LeBlanc, going in so aggressively, going for the trades. He knows that he has the ignite advantage, and if he hits his combo, he can solo kill someone. So I like his aggressiveness. I like the way that he's playing LeBlanc, and Izumi's out of.
Gregorio is going into.
Although-
Izumi does have Lamb's Respite ready to go. Should he need to pop
didn't
it? But he can't use it well. He's stunned up. Ryan Miles with a beautiful glacial prison. Onto the
nice.
Ginger Spice continues, finds a kill with the ethereal chains. Neo Shot trying to back up his jungler here. It's Kevin Chen and Ginger and Spice. The dynamic solo lane duo we saw last game. Looks like that'll be the end of the action up there in the top river.
Yeah. Really nice response by saying, oh, wait. What thing?
Arc Binding and Root will land. The Black Shield comes out, and G-Dog is not going anywhere except for back towards his own turret.
Yeah, really nice trade. That's the power of having the Black Shield, being able to deny damage. And if the Thresh is not able to hit that hook, then it doesn't really matter if if the Thresh has a lot of C, they will get traded on like that. Really nice poke by the Senna. That is the fearsomeness of the Senna with the glacial augment. With that, seems that Shinjona is still lacking.
Yep.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, still lagging. So let's go into another quick break, and we see 4 members of the side of Team Enigma now heading toward that bot side. Dragon still. What was that?
I feel like it's for the mark.
Oh,
mostly.
Good point. Yeah, trying to deny that to Gregorio. Dragon is up in about 40 seconds. Mountain Dragon has already been claimed, first Drake of the game, going over to the side of Orbital Eclipse. Ocean will be coming up next. So it's a 50-50 as to whether we get the fun soul or the unfun soul this game. We'll have to see.
I think we'll be blessed. I think we'll get the good soul. We'll get the Inferno.
Infernal? Okay.
To watch fun exploding fights. And that soul, there's one champion that will immensely beneficiate from that soul, and that is the Blank. Because that can... The Blank sometimes lacks damage because of going for Everfrost. Maybe not in the early stage of the game, but in the later stages, the Everfrost kind of stifles her damage to some degree. Yep. So the Infernal Soul can provide that extra damage to just really solo kill targets, and that can really delete the Jaces of the game from the game.
And I will say that if we do roll a Cloud Soul, I would say that Lux ultimate cooldown is already annoying. Put that into Cloud Soul, and you're gonna have her basically using it every 3 waves, just to she can use it every 3 waves just to clear that wave. So that would get extremely oppressive.
Yeah, it won't be fun. One thing that I wanted to talk about before going was in the fight in top lane. It ended up being a 1-for-1, but I'm kind of curious if the Kindred would have been able to use the Lamp Respite. Would that have changed anything? Because I feel like the 3v3 is kind of good for the side of Senigma at this point. They have a lot of damage and a lot of tankiness. And I'm not sure if the LeBlanc and the Kindred can deal enough damage to kill the Sejuani with Aftershock after
Mhm.
she props it up. But also there were some cooldowns that were used from the side of Enigma as well. So maybe they still won it. I'm kind of curious on that.
Yep. Yeah, to really get through that Sejuani, you're gonna need Dipperpine presence because I'm assuming he's gonna be going Kraken Slayer on that Aphelios. I don't see him really going anything else.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's if the shield bow will not be as if you get die either way. It's not really a matter of that being able to make you survive. Maybe you can survive the first poke, but you will not survive the rest of the poke damage. And the Gale Force, I don't think I've seen affiliates with Gale Force.
Yeah.
Like it's not uncommon. I think it can happen, but it's not as prevalent as the Kraken Slayer. And
Mhm.
Orbital Gaming is able to secure the Ocean Drake. I'm surprised because Enigma had position and control of the thing to be able to go for that. Oh wait, I think go
Black
for the play.
Shield. He's still going in. The Flay will land. Gregorio's here to back him up after taking that in for the
Oh,
Ocean
he's dead.
Dragon. But Shin
Oh
Yuna
no.
is locked up, tries to flash away, but the root will land.
Yes.
Teleport will come out from
No.
Kevin Chen, Ink, Ginger, and Spice from the tribe. Bush G-Dog is brought low. Death Sentence will barely miss onto Ryan Miles. Call the Forged God. It is Neo Shot trying to lock down Ginger Spice. Up back in Tribe Bush once again. He's going to get away. Dark Binding will miss, as will the Q ability from Dipper Pine's rifle thing. Out comes Glacial Prison. Dark Binding will find the kill onto Kevin Chen, but the Death Sentence will land onto Neo Shot. Black Shield coming out too late, but Shin Yuna does not go in to try to find the Flay. There's a Black Dark Binding onto Depper Pine. But after quite a bit of action and a lot of health bars brought low, it will simply be a 1-for-0 with Zenigma taking down the Orbital Eclipse top laner.
Yeah, but that was a super win for Zenigma. Because that was a fight before Ornn had to TP down to be able to pull the play off, and they forced so much out of the side of Orbital Gaming, and the Jace was still on top lane claiming third, so that was just, oh wait, Kindred is back
Here comes Gregorio. Shinyu does not have flash ready to go, but Death Sentence are probably coming up soon. Mounting Dread comes out, but the Black Shield will ensure the slow does not come out, but Dance of Arrows forward. Will the Lantern be in time? It will, but not really, but the Lantern's Respite will make sure Gregorio stays alive.
Yeah.
And the side of Orbital Eclipse answers down that bot lane.
Yeah, that at least is a little bit of deviation for the side of Orbital Game. That way they can not suffer as much as what happened to lane. And that kill actually gives them a little bit of the complete. It's 300 ahead, so the plates didn't matter as much for the side of Enigma, so maybe it's not as bad as I thought it could have been. Now the plates are falling out.
Look at this trade coming through from Ginger and Spice. Whoa. But the final spark comes out from Neo Shot.
He's dead. He did it.
Yes, LeBlanc auto attacks. My favorite source of damage in the game. Ginger and Spice will find that kill, solo kill onto his lane counterpart.
Yeah, you thought the abilities from the LeBlanc were the ones that would kill. No. Those are the ones that are decisive. And I didn't think that he would get a solo kill at this point, but I just noticed, and there's a affiliate from me. LeBlanc is 3-0. She's really she has been in a really good position, and right now I'm not sure because she has blasting one, but will she go for Ludens? That Ludens is not a bad item. That way you can go for more damage, but the utility from Everfrost was something that was really helpful for LeBlanc to try and get her combo down more easily, and was something that facilitated her into being in the game more. But maybe she just doesn't care about that and just wants to delete as much as possible.
Personally, I would say that being as far ahead as she is in such a good spot, and with the state of that top lane, with the Jace starting to become a possible, threat, I would personally love to see the Ludens come out. Just, get in there and get rid of that threat in the back line.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like at least with how far, like you were saying, with how far ahead she is right now, that gives her leeway to try and pull off plays, and Neo Shot is really far ahead.
Okay, Shackles, and once again we see Ginger and Spice forcing out Neo Shot's flash.
How long? Just out of curiosity, do we know how long Neo Shot had flash this game? Because every time that that Neo Shot seems to have flash, it just gets popped.
I could tell you, but he's using it practically on cooldown.
Yeah.
So props to Ginger and Spice for forcing that.
Yeah. And you were talking about the Jace becoming a problem, and you're right with that because he's not only going to be a problem right now with the amount of damage that he can deal, but the mana immune build will also provide him the damage for later stages in the game also. So he's not going to be as stifled as a normal build, normal Jace build would make him be.
Yeah, for sure. And with the double marksman. Oh, there's a dark binding. Dang it! I keep mixing up dark binding and black shield. Okay.
They look similar.
That is, yep, it is called dark binding. Okay, but yeah, with the double marksman comp, and technically three squishies. Both teams have 3 squishies.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that Jace, once he gets that mana immune transformed into the Muramata, and I'm assuming he's going to build an Eclipse as well, those enhanced shock blasts are going to be something you do not want to get hit by for all 3 squishies of the side of Eclipse.
Yeah, it can get hard just because of that. And we see Enigma prepping it. They know that Ornn doesn't have to be. So they can get, if they force a fight, they can get this raid really easily. But Ornn can also get the first sword of because of that. I think Orbital should be sending Kindred top. Yeah, they should send Kindred as fast as possible towards that Scarlet Crab, because I think that secures him for the third mark still. He's behind on pace with the marks. I think that he should be more farther ahead with those. But that third mark is still important. And one of the things that allow Orbital Gaming to at least give away this to Drake. So this Drake is not as important or as impactful in the game as getting that third Drake. I think they're collapsing on Gregorio, although they're going to get destroyed.
Yep, Shelly's here. We'll take the turret. It's going to be 1 turret for 1. The top lane tier 1 falls to the side of Enigma. Mid lane tier 1 falling for the side of Overlord Eclipse. I do want to draw attention to one thing. Depper Pine built Gale Force, not the Kraken Slayer.
Okay.
So normally I'd be like, wow, gamer, that's very cringe. But I think honestly, looking at the comp of the side of Team Enigma, with the CC coming out from the Morgana, a Root coming out from the Senna, more CC coming out from the Lux, and a Glacial Prison you need to dodge from the Sejuani, I think I can, I'll allow it. I'll allow the Gale Force this game. Just that dash to try to get out of line of those abilities.
Yeah. The one that takes the loss is me because I thought he wasn't going. It's kind of okay, like you were saying, it's kind of in the mindset that he probably is feeling scared for those things, and honestly, as an AD carry, you probably most of the times are, because if you die without impacting any team fight, then that would be really troublesome, especially being an Aphelios, a champion that has to have a big impact in the fights to justify picking him. So it makes kind of sense to go for that. I hope that doesn't make him lose a lot of damage, because, well, hopefully there's not a really, really huge tank. Yes, Sejuani can become problematic, but I think that she's more manageable than another nice.
There's the death sentence onto Blue Vapor. Land G-Dog in the back. We'll go golden, try to buy some time. Flashes out to get away. Zumi goes in onto Gregorio. Whoa. TP coming out from Kevin Chen. Ginger and Spice coming in through try once again. Call the Forge God will catch 2 when the knockup. Ryan Miles trying to keep Ginger and Spice at bay. It will work for the time being. Gregorio is brought very low.
Oh no,
Shin Yuna in a very awkward spot, trying to lock down enemy team members, but it doesn't really work. Lambda Spike comes out to keep Gregorio alive. Kevin Chen rooted up, locked down, and getting killed off by Izumi. Glacial Prison will land onto Gregorio, but he flashes to get out of there. Root will land to Depper Pine, but no follow-up from there. And Eyes on Ginger and Spice right here. Goes over the wall, lands a couple abilities, and that's it.
Okay, that was damage, but yeah, he couldn't get the kill. And going to the fight, that fight was, everyone was there. There was a single champion that was left out from that fight. And overall, I think the play from Orbital Gaming going for that pick was good. They could have got the kill if they forced a little bit more. But really nice reaction from the Enigma game. Oh, wait. Yep, she's dead. Boop. Yeah, just like that.
Yep, that chip damage and try bush paying off. She was already low.
Yeah. Just quickly touching again on the fight. I wanna give not complete, but a lot of credit to Ryan Miles. He has stopped the LeBlanc from getting his full engage on that fight, and that has stopped so much damage from her. So she could have deleted the chase. Oh wait, he's dead. No, he's not dead.
Dipper Pine wants to step forward, but he can't make anything happen. 4 members here, and that's going to be tier 1 mid falling now. Besides Enigma.
Yeah, still like at least nobody apart from dies, because that could have negated the things that they did bot lane. But still, what I was saying is that Ryan Miles deserves a lot of credit because he stopped
Yeah.
LeBlanc from actually doing a lot of damage. And if LeBlanc is able to just ignore, if Ryan Miles doesn't stop LeBlanc, Izumi on the Jace and probably G-Dog dies.
Mhm.
And that could have been a totally different story for the side of Orbital Gaming. Sadly, Shinjuna overstepped a little bit as well, and that forced her teammates on the teammates on bad position, and he ended up dying as well.
Yeah, he was way out in front. He was the only member of his team on the blue side of that wall near
Yeah.
Tribush. And there was really no backup. As they say, the difference between tanking and inting is follow up, and he had zero follow up there. So kind of a careless play coming from him. Infernal Dragon coming up in 25 seconds. I don't think we've really addressed it, but it is Infernal Soul this game. So
Yeah.
feels good, man. It's time for some fun.
And they will fight it. Both
Yep.
Enigma and Orbital will fight it. We already see them positioning break. Although there's not much control. Ginger and Spice is looking.
He's all
looking for
alone.
to get
Has Distortion ready to go. He can probably get out of this. Yep, there's the first cast. Permafrost will land, but he goes back in. Meantime, there's fight in the Triad Bush. Out comes the final spark gust to bring Shin, Yuna, and Gargorio low. The Senna ultimate will not do any damage. Ryan Miles is brought low. Deprapine tries to keep up the chase and deal some damage, but it is not much. And now it's both teams just trying to rest for control over this Dragon Pit.
Yeah, Senna can provide a little bit of healing, but Jace wasn't part, so the poke can become a little bit problematic now. If they know, they are not careful, the Jace can become problematic with the poke, but they aren't trying to force anything. At least there's some important cooldowns from the side of Enigma that aren't yet, like the Sejuani ultimate is still up, the Glacial Prison, as well as the Soul Shackles from Morgana, can still be impactful in this fight, so they need to still be careful from those.
Here we go. They're all lined up. Dark Binding will not land. Neither will the root coming out from the Lux. That may be the opportunity here for the side of Orbital Eclipse. There's a double knockout coming in from Kevin Chen. Dark Binding will miss once again, but so will the Death Sentence. All your CC is not landing. Both teams, what are you doing? In goes Ginger Spice in the back line. Ryan Miles once again disrupting him. Stays alive. Final spark will catch one. It is Kevin Chen falling to Izumi. Gregorio forced to use Lamb's Respite to try to stay alive. He will. Almost picked off by that Lux. Ginger Spice goes back in. Infernal Drake going over to the side of Teams Enigma.
Such a long fight. Starting from the bot lane, I think that they could have collapsed on top of the Sejuani if they were a little bit active. They tried to go on top of the Senna and the Morgana, I think, and the Lux as well. And they couldn't get on top of them easily, so they are able to escape away. The Jace wasn't a factor in that fight. And then going into the Dragon Pit, a lot of the ultimates were still available, and once again, Ryan Miles stops Ginger and Spice from being effective on the LeBlanc. The LeBlanc that is 4-0 isn't as much of a factor going from the flanks, and because of that, they are able to survive anything that they try and do, and they are able to just control the Ornn and be able to kill him. And because of that, also the Kindred ends up getting poked by, I think it was Lux E that ends up hitting the Kindred, and the Kindred is forced to use Lamb's Respite, and because of that, they have to give away the Drake. Luckily for the side of Orbital Gaming, they don't die, because that could have been worse.
Yeah, they only lost Kevin Chen, but he's your tank, so
yeah,
not the worst thing to happen in the world. He has hit level 13 on the Ornn, so it's holiday season for the side of Orbital Gaming Eclipse. He's going to be handing out those ornaments. He has naturally completed his own, but I mean, I'm assuming he's probably going to prioritize the LeBlanc and try to upgrade her mythic first.
That's what I was thinking. Who would he give the first? Because like you're saying, LeBlanc is ahead, but you still have 2 AD carries that could benefit from that. So it'll be interesting seeing it.
Yeah, Deprapine 0-0-4 on the Aphelios. Certainly not ideal, but because he's an Aphelios, he's supposed to be dishing out damage like no tomorrow. This could get awkward. Ginger Spice going over the wall. Look at all that damage. G-Dog goes gold and just try and stay alive. There's a Senna ultimate trying to keep it alive. Flash will be used. Dark Binding will land. Gregorio going in. We'll find the kill. Finally, the root misses from the Senna. Death Sentence coming out too late. Won't catch the ADC. Now we see a bit of a duel down the bot lane.
Wins.
Kevin Chen, Call of the Forge Dog coming out. If he can land this, things will get dicey for Izumi. Flash will be forced out defensively. And Kevin Chen will get the better of that trade.
I will never in my life doubt Ornn again. What? He's out damaging a Jace with 2.5 items. It's just not fair. And he also has Conqueror.
Yeah. And Jace with an Eclipse and a Marmata completed. Though I will say that Izumi did go Hex Drinker after completing those first 2 items. So that might be possibly dampening his damage output, going for that defensive option.
Yeah, but okay. It's a still. I think it's a still good for Izumi. Good enough to the degree that he can still push the weight. He doesn't have to fear Kim Chen as much. But if this is setting up the tone for the rest of the side lane fight between Owen and Jace, then it's not looking super bright. Although more items can give the edge to Jace, I will give that as well. And on the other side, Ginger and Spice, I really want to give so much credit to how he has been playing the tank. He understands that he needs to go for those kinds of picks, and he has been playing so well those picks. Although he missed the chains on the Morgana in the top lane kill, they still got the kill, and the Kindred got the kill, which is really important. The LeBlanc, even though she wants kills, giving it to one of your AD carries is also good.
And I will say, yeah, Ginger Spice playing very well, playing for those picks, but I've yet to see him really make a overly aggressive play and get punished for it.
Yeah.
So he's playing very smart at the same time. But it's Ryan Miles has been in his face, I think 3 times now this game, just ensuring he has 0 access to that backline. So big props to Ryan Miles as well, like you've already said.
Yeah, the team fights. I think those kinds of the type of impact that Ryan Miles has had on the has been affecting positively the team fights for the side of Enigma, because some of those W's that the Blank will try to go for, if they are not stopped, can delete the Senna, can delete a Lux. So, like you're saying, he has been playing well. I think the level at this point at least, they are fighting kind of equally to some degree, even with diverging compositions, kind of different to some degree, both compositions, what they want to do, but they are still fighting really well and showing us some good legal guidance to some degree as well.
So we now see both teams poising over this Dragon Pit, and I will say that Team Enigma has been able to stack 2 Infernal Dragons. If they do claim Soul, they will have stacked 4, and that is going to be a huge damage boost to the Jace poke and the Lux ultimate. It is going to be absolutely insane. The poke damage coming out, Death Sentence will land onto the Sejuani, but that's not exactly who you want to go in on. There's a Dark Binding onto Shin Yuna, but no follow-up coming through.
Yeah, it was a little bit late. They are posturing. They are scared of what the other can do. Then the other team can answer. They are pinging the Blank. They are at least keeping track of the other Blank. They can control that, then they can slowly win the fight.
Inferno Dragon is started. Right now, Enigma have control of it. Dark Binding won't land here. Out comes the Call of Forge God. Death Sentence will not land. There's a knockup. Depperpine will land his ultimate onto 2. Here comes a damage. Senna ultimate will bring Yuna low. He is finished off by G-Dog. It is Kevin Chen in the face. And here comes Ginger and Spice. One kill already, looking for another, but he's run so low. He will fall. Gregorio and Depperpine, the only ones left alive. Lamb's Respite comes out to try to buy some time. Maybe a kill, but it is not enough.
He jumped forward.
Dragon. And no. Eclipse got the Infernal.
Yeah. They were able, the Kindred was able to secure the other side of the fight. So they are able to get the Infernal. But still, I think this should be Baron. I think they have enough damage to secure it, and there's no junglers on either side, so yeah, there should be a Baron. This fight was so chaotic. The side from Orbital Gaming started this fight with the Ornn ultimate, but the Sejuani was separated from the team, and the rest of the team was running up, so the impact from the ultimate wasn't really huge, just because nobody could reach the CC from the ultimate from Ornn, so they weren't in a risk. I thought they were going to try and collapse on top of the Sejuani and kill her, and then go for the dragon, but they didn't really commit to either of those things, because from one side they couldn't, and the other they didn't go for it. So luckily they get the Drake. I think the Drake was a really lucky thing they achieved, because they would have lost that fight with the commitment issue that they had on that place. Also, credit to G-Dog, he had a crucial bind on Ginger and Spice, and that saved so many lives in that team fight, because Ginger and Spice wasn't bothered by Ryan Miles this time. He had a really good angle, and he came through from such a good place that if he double distorts, then maybe he can get 2 kills and the fight can change.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I noticed, and I was actually going to ask you about. I was like, I saw Ginger and Spice go in, I blinked, and then he's suddenly standing in one place with
Yeah.
about 10% health remaining. But there it is. G-Dog landing a clutch binding onto him. And so they take the fight and the Baron, but the side of Orbital Eclipse is now sitting on Soul Point. And I look at that
He's
damage
dead.
coming through. Kevin Chen is dead, and literally nothing he can do about that.
Yeah, and they have Baron. They can keep on pushing.
There's a Glacial
Nice
Prison coming
ultimate.
up onto Gregorio. Lamb's Spite is not yet ready to go should he need it. Depperpine brought very low as well, with Zumi flashing forward, trying to stay on him. He cannot secure the kill. Ginger and Spice now in the back line, looking to wreak some havoc, but the damage comes through onto him, forcing Flash away.
He's dead?
Blast. He
Should
doesn't
be
use
dead.
a Blast Cone. He's used
Oh, no.
Distortion.
Oh, yeah. No.
Ryan Miles
Yes.
staying on with the Chilling Smite. Distortion does
Yes.
second cast will deliver him into Izumi's opening arms.
Yeah, and this situation is the perfect situation. Oh, no. Okay, he's...
Things are
he's
falling
recovering.
apart for Eclipse here.
But yeah,
rip my channel points.
Yeah, this is the perfect situation for Enigma because they have such a good skirmishing composition that if one poke hits, yeah, the one poke hit, one CC hits, one stun hits, they're dead. They can respond that instantly.
Depperpine brought low by that enhanced shock blast. In goes Kevin Chen trying to, cause some chaos.
He will die again.
It is simply not enough. Izumi will find the kill. Gregorio doing his best to try to keep the enemies at bay. One Nexus turret has already fallen. The other is at half health. Depperpine falling here as well to the final spark. Second Nexus turret falls. Nexus is open, and Zenigma,
yeah, done.
very quickly after that team fight win down in the Infernal Dragon Pit, takes the game as momentum swings in their favor in an instant.
Yeah, super executed. Well executed by the side of Enigma. They win that fight, and I think this goes on me as well because I didn't actually touch on this, but that composition with Baron is so good for skirmishing charts because if you overstep too much, if the bind hits you, if a Lux stun hits you, if Sejuani goes for a Glacial Prison and that hits you, the amount of damage that they have can delete anyone. We saw an Tankhorn get deleted instantly. Yep. Although, yeah, he didn't have enough magic resistance, yeah, but still, that is an Ornn. He shouldn't die that quickly. And the moment that they got the pick on Ornn, they just kept on pushing, and even Ginger and Spice could not respond to that. He had a really good game, but their composition was really focused around getting team fights and that things. And I think De LeBlanc, even though it went well this game, she really was so off theme with the rest of the team. She couldn't do it much in those team fights. If they had a normal AP carry like Orianna or Syndra, maybe the team fights could have gone more in their favor because the champions were more in order towards what they wanted to do. But De LeBlanc really didn't impact that much in team fights, and that was what eventually cost them the game because after they lost the crucial team fight on Drake, they lost the Baron, and that just propelled Enigma forward.
Mm-hmm. And on the topic of, not really impacting team fights, I would say that I expected more from Depperpine going into this game. Kevin Chen as well. We saw both of them go big, but Kevin Chen ended that game 0-8-2 on the Ornn, despite having a good start up against that Jace. So all in all, things just did not go the way of Team Orbital Eclipse, even though they looked good at first. Team Zenigma, I would say, with Izumi doing a big parts for his team there, ending the game 10-1-5, will take first place and the win in this tournament. Tournament 4 of 4 hosted by Runeterra Academy. Congrats to them. Can't quite remember if they've already taken one of our tournaments.
I think they haven't.
They haven't? Okay. So, congrats to them. They take the win. Well played by Orbital Eclipse, however, and well played by all teams here. Thank you to all of them so much for coming out to play with us tonight. We are awaiting the announcement of tournament MVP from our tournament organizer. Once we get that, we will relay the information to you. Any closing thoughts from you, T, on the tournament as a whole?
Yeah, we have three good games. I think the first one was probably the most sad to some degree to watch because of all the disconnects. I think that it could have gone maybe different if the disconnects didn't happen, but that's sadly something out of our control and we cannot say much. But still, I think both teams performed well. The Orbital, and in this final, Orbital Eclipse and Enigma, I think both of them performed really well. The game was close to that dragon. Like, in all honesty, if either team wins that fight, the game could have gone to either side. So it's not like it was a stump. It's not like one team was clearly the better. It just ended up being something that if one would if one thing goes different at that team fight, if LeBlanc doesn't get stunned by the Morgana, if the Kindred and the Phalos are able to deal more damage without instantly getting collapsed, then maybe something's changed. But overall, I like how these both teams played. I like that Enigma wins because this gives us a good opportunity to set up an story for the coming league, with Enigma being part of them. So they are now the last champion to go into the league, and I think they will do a lot of good things in the leagues. And as far as for MVP, I think although it wasn't as showy, Ryan Miles for me really performed really well this game, but it probably has to go to Sumi, I think.
And as a matter of fact, I have received word that is who it goes to. Zenigma's top laner is Zumi.
Yeah.
Zenigma, due to Zenigma, they did have a bye in the first round. So they only played 2 games tonight, but Izumi went 11-3-9 on Gangplank in their first game. And now we see him going 10-1-5 on the Jace in this game. So certainly his impact for his team is undeniable.
Yeah.
And I would say it's well deserved by him. Once again, a big congratulations to Zenigma for winning. And a big thank you to all the teams for coming out and playing with us tonight. A big thank you to all of you in the chat for coming out and joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. Unless you have any final thoughts, though I already asked you for that. T, do you have any closing remarks?
Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us in this final tournament. I already casted one. It was really fun. I casted this one. It was really fun as well. I have a lot of fun casting this. I'm hopeful for the league season to start. All the teams and houses coming through. We're going to have a lot of enjoyment through that, and the tournament is going. I feel like it's going to be great. Also, if you want to follow Pure Takes and things like that, and whenever I cast, you can go to my Twitter, TDS Casts. The quick plug. And that's about it.
Yep. Hey, you do what you can to promote your brand.
Yeah.
Sure. You saw in the overlay, both of us, you can find him at his Twitter. You can also find me at Tajigar Official on Twitter. You can find me as Tajigar practically anywhere online. Once again, thank you all for joining us tonight for the last time. My name is Tajigar, Taj for short. I was joined by the spectacular TDS, or T for short, on the desk tonight. Another congratulations to Zenigma. And we wish you all a very good night. Join us next week as the league starts for real. This was the last tournament hosted by Runeterra Academy. Next week is when we start the season. We hope you'll join us for that, and we will see you then. Have a very good night.